All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be.
Yeah, this is definitely another live stream by World Weather Authority. So Justin and I will be breaking down some new data in terms of models. Tomorrow will definitely be a pretty significant day, at least in terms of model releases. Let me just make sure the timing is okay here. Yeah, we're good.
Yep, that's good.
All right.
Nice.
All right, guys. So yeah, like I said, so definitely by tomorrow, we'll definitely know more information about this cold and about how much snow some areas are going to get. But we'll definitely break down that stuff tonight. So we'll definitely have a pretty interesting live stream tonight. It's not going to be, it probably won't be that long, but we'll definitely show you guys some data.
Absolutely.
Let me get this out of the way right here. All right. Nice. So this is, let me go to, let's go into Wednesday morning. All right, so this is about 7 a.m. Central, 8 p.m. East, or sorry, 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern time. So you guys can definitely see, this is the North American model here. Here in Pittsburgh, we'll be sitting at about 23, well, no, about 20, about 19 degrees here in the city of Pittsburgh. So it's definitely pretty cold. It looks like the winds aren't going to be very strong, just at 1 knot. So about 1.15 miles per hour. So calm winds tomorrow, guys. But the same cannot be said as we go forward. It's definitely going to get very windy. As you can see, this storm system is starting to dive down into the Rockies here. And you can just see these extreme cold temperatures up here in South Dakota, or North Dakota and South Dakota as well. At some of these temperatures, minus 15 degrees. And these are actual air temperatures, guys. These are not wind chills. So that's definitely an interesting.
Impressive right there, especially.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is. I mean, these winds are going to be whipping a heck behind this system also. Right now, they're about 13 knots, so it's not...
Like 20
yeah, about 18 to 20 miles per hour right now. However, we will see these winds definitely pick up as this system intensifies as it comes out of the Rockies and becomes a Colorado low. So it'll definitely be pretty interesting to see here, guys. So let's step this forward just a little bit here. All right. So you can guys see there's a little bit of warm push. It looks like this is about 2 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Central time. But you can definitely see here in northern Texas, I mean, it's still very cold, but it'd be down into the 40s. So, but this is, unfortunately, this is only the beginning of this.
It's a sign of things to come for sure.
So, like I said yesterday, guys, if you have some last-minute Christmas shopping to do, definitely get it done either if you can tonight or throughout the day tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be the last day, at least in terms of sort of decent weather to get this done, guys. So if you guys are down in Texas, in the deep south, here in the northeast, mid-Atlantic, unfortunately the same cannot be said for the northern plains and the Great Lakes at this point. But definitely if you guys are in other areas other than the northern plains and Great Lakes, definitely wrap up your Christmas shopping either tonight or into tomorrow, because after that it's basically a free-for-all with these temperatures. So.
For sure. So like for our area, it's roughly 34, 35 degrees, give or take, and depending on which area you're at. So definitely enjoy the sort of warm weather while you can, because that behind that front is just going to be extreme frigid air, especially with the winds whipping.
Exactly.
It's going to feel a lot worse. It's just going to be that skin stinging type
it's gonna
cold
be,
there for sure.
It's definitely going to be bad.
And
for sure.
I've only experienced this kind of like in Johnstown when it was like negative 15 degrees one day when I was stupidly wearing shorts. But it's definitely that kind of cold for sure.
Surprisingly, that happens a lot around here in Pittsburgh. We see like the temperatures probably when this cold air comes through, when it's 4 degrees outside, there's still going to be somebody out there in flip-flops and shorts. So.
I don't recommend it, but if that makes you feel comfortable, hey, more power to you.
Exactly. But yeah, the local news stations around here were actually saying Friday at 5 a.m. it's going to be 40 degrees, so we'll have that little bit of push of warm air. And then it looks like by 8 a.m., just those 3 hours, it's going to drop down below 30. And then by 11 a.m. near the noon hour, it's going to be actually 18 degrees. So that just massive, almost a little over 20 degree drop there. So it's definitely going to be very cold here in the Pittsburgh area, guys. But it's definitely going to be cold elsewhere as well. Let's just step forward into Wednesday night into Thursday.
Polar air just deep further down south there. Even the parts of northern Texas, Oklahoma there. And just looking at these temperatures and the wind speeds, 8 degrees there with winds at 23 knots, roughly about 35 miles per hour there sustained. So that's
exactly. So that's definitely going to be pretty strong. And then the gusts also are going to be, 35 up to 50 miles per hour. Some cases 60 we've seen on certain models. But yeah, guys, so this is out 7 a.m. Central Standard Time and 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday morning. But you can definitely see, guys, northern Texas, as Justin says, definitely getting down. I mean, you guys are in the single digits. So it's definitely crazy to see that in Texas. It's certainly not out of the question, but it's definitely a rare occasion when this happens. Especially to see that we are actually a little bit warmer in our area at 32 than it is in northern Texas. So that's definitely
very impressive for sure. And any snow that's going to be on the ground is definitely going to be blowing snow, which is definitely going to be reducing visibility throughout. So if there's any snow on the ground in the northern plains, definitely got to be on the lookout for blowing as well as drifting snow.
Exactly. And at this time, it's kind of irresponsible to say blizzard, because blizzard warnings are issued at the time. So the conditions have to be, perfectly aligned with those characteristics. But blowing snow and drifting snow is definitely good. But I do believe that I did say that blizzards were going to be in effect, and that was irresponsible of me, so I do apologize for that, because blizzard warnings do take shape as they happen, so the criteria has to be met for those. So definitely be careful of that as well. But you guys can see here in northern Oklahoma here, guys, 10 degrees. Down here near Austin, Texas, we're looking at 43 degrees. So that's even pretty chilly. And then down here, down towards New Orleans, we're looking at 52 to 53 degrees. So, I mean, even that, that's like almost like sweater weather down there.
Then, but ironically, that's one of the more warmer temperatures, and actually across the whole entire United States.
It is. And then northern Florida will be in about 46 degrees. And down into southern Florida, of course, Miami. But you guys are awesome. But you guys will be about 70, 71 degrees at this time. So definitely count your blessings down there, guys, because it's definitely gonna be nice down there. Unfortunately, the rest of the country, it's gonna be very, very cold.
And even some of this cold weather is actually going to be dipping in your guys' area, so you guys are not even out of the woods either.
Exactly. You guys can see this cold air expand. This would be 21Z. Into so that would be 5 p.m. on Wednesday still, into Thursday heading in. So you can definitely see this cold air definitely taking shape in northern Texas. Still single degree digits here. So that's definitely very, very crazy to see.
And it looks like that warm push is actually getting stronger, as you see on radar.
It is,
sure.
yeah. This is definitely getting stronger here. You can see these just above freezing temperatures here being pulled in. And then right down in here, guys, this is where a lot of rain is going to fall through Tennessee, Kentucky, through the Appalachian Mountains in West Virginia, down into the Smoky Mountains as well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting aspect just to see how, I guess the major player would be is how quickly this will freeze.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely going to be one of the major components of this system. But, guys, here in Pittsburgh at this time, so this is 5 p.m. Wednesday heading into Thursday, so we're looking at 36 degrees, so you can definitely see that warm push up into our area here, even into portions of Indiana as well, getting into the upper 30s and lower 40s, and then down through Tennessee near Chattanooga, 41 degrees. But, yeah, southern Texas looking okay right now, but just to your north, you can definitely see this massive front coming through.
Hello, Dave. How are you doing tonight there?
Nice. Wednesday's going to be cold in Louisville, Kentucky. Wednesday.
You can definitely take a look at that for you.
So this is actually going into Wednesday here. So this is 5 p.m. Wednesday. So let me see here. Let me make sure I didn't accidentally press something that I wasn't supposed to. Let's see. You guys are gonna be in the 40s and upper 30s. So it's gonna be chilly. I wouldn't say it's gonna be cold, unless you're obviously not used to temperatures that are in the 40s. But so yeah, definitely Wednesday night. Looking into the low 40s into the upper 30s there.
You can just see that like well-defined line there that the cold air's pushing through for sure.
It's definitely insane, and much of the same throughout much of Wednesday. So definitely in the lower 40s into the upper 30s for Kentucky, for much of Kentucky. So that's definitely it's definitely gonna be chilly, I would say. Unfortunately, as this cold air does push, there's going to be an energy transition from the south. So down here in southern Texas, all the way up through, there's going to be a massive energy shift. And that's going to bring down temperatures across much of the lower 48 for sure. Mm-hmm. Definitely, Dave, thank you for that comment. Definitely appreciate that. But yeah, this is heading into... this is about 10 p.m. on Thursday. So this is definitely, you can see this massive push coming in. Let me see here. Let's back it up just a little bit.
Just how deep it just goes down into parts of central, even parts of southern Texas there.
Oh, it's crazy to see. It definitely is for sure. So Thursday, much of the same here in Kentucky. We're definitely looking at temperatures in the lower 40s to upper 30s. So the cold air hasn't hit yet. But definitely heading into Thursday, if we just step this forward, that's when this cold air definitely does make a push into the Kentucky area. You can see this massive line here, 37 degrees versus 24 and 13 on the opposite sides. So you can definitely see how strong this frontal system and this storm system actually is. But you guys can see that energy shift as well. So we just step it back just a little bit. You see there's a little bit of a low forming down here. It looks like that would be... that's probably an upper low, I would believe. Maybe. Probably surface, I guess, right? Surface low.
I'll say surface, probably, maybe.
And then it probably become vertically stacked as it goes over to the... Yeah, because there's the new low. So the energy transition takes place Thursday night into Friday morning. But you guys can see these temperatures down into all the way along, almost down, actually all the way down to the Gulf Coast, reaching near freezing. So it's definitely going to be very cold in southeastern Texas. But you can take a look at northern Texas at 7 degrees, portions of Oklahoma also in the single digits, and then even into Kansas, Nebraska in the negative. So, and these are actual air temperatures, guys. These are not wind chills yet. You can definitely see the winds will definitely be ripping around here. I mean, we're looking at very, very strong winds, especially these isobars tightening up here. You can see like there was 20 knots popped up, so that's about 30 miles per hour, 35. But you guys can definitely see this cold air, especially up into Montana and Canada as well. So these are minus 25 degree. So just imagine what that would feel like. Unfortunately, a lot of us are going to feel that in wind chills.
Big time.
So I saw that a few places here, news stations in Pennsylvania, were saying that we're going to drop down to minus 20 to minus 25 degree wind chills. That's Christmas Eve, I believe.
Yep.
So
I see that too.
That's definitely going to be crazy. Okay, yep. Yeah, Wednesday's still going to be in the upper 30s into the lower 40s. Thursday as well. It actually isn't until Thursday evening into Friday is when that cold air makes that big punch into the Tennessee and Ohio valleys here.
Absolutely. So if you don't have like a heater set up, I'll definitely get one of those mobile heaters in the case.
Oh, exactly. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely make sure if you have a generator of some sort, definitely make sure that has the proper fuel that you need as well. It sucks to say, but there could be very, very well be power outages, especially with the overusage of the system. Mm-hmm. The electrical grids. So we'll definitely have to take a look at that as well. That's going to become one of the hazards. And we are going to see some snow also. We'll definitely take a look at that. But let's push on into Friday. You can just see that massive punch. So it looks like the single digits into Kentucky on Friday. So this is 4 a.m. on Friday, so you could definitely see that, and as well as the winds also. So definitely below zero wind chills definitely going to be in play here. even down into portions of Tennessee where temperatures reach near zero. So that's definitely going to be very, very cold. And then you can just see these isobars up here. I mean, we're looking at 35 knots. I mean, that could be, 45 to 50 mile per hour winds here. And then portions of into Chicago, we're looking at negative temperatures. So it's definitely going to be a historic storm.
That wind coming off the Great Lakes there is going to make it even more chill for sure.
And then also the lakes are also still above freezing, about 41, 42 degrees. So that's definitely going to set off some major lake effect snowstorms here as well. We'll definitely take a look at that. But yeah, you guys can see this is early morning Friday. This is 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Central Time. Down in New Orleans, you guys are almost near freezing here, maybe into the 40s possibly. It's just depending on how strong this is. Again, this is still model data at this point. Temperatures are, they're pretty easy to forecast somewhat. So we can definitely have guidance on these. Once we start getting to snow totals, ice totals, rain totals, things like that, that's where it gets wacky. So
definitely a lot of uncertainty.
Exactly. And winter storms are one of the hardest to predict. Severe weather is actually somewhat easy. I mean, I kind of hate saying that because I know a lot of experts would say, "Oh, that's not easy." Well, if you some experts, I honestly believe that they don't really have trained eyes, or they somewhat forget what they learned in college and school, and for some reason I just think they forget. Severe weather, in my opinion, is actually pretty easy to forecast.
Drew has a question about Nebraska.
Okay.
He says he knows it's supposed to be cold, but when you're saying power outages are possible, if they are, what area do you have the most risk of losing power?
And this is for
Drew.
Let's see here. No, let's see what day.
Day. Looks like
let's see, Nebraska. I mean, the strongest winds right now, they are going to be propagating across the entire state of Nebraska. So definitely look at these tight isobars here in northwestern Nebraska. I have at 25 knots. This would be 9 p.m. Wednesday into Thursday. So that's pretty strong winds there. There's definitely going to be some snow as well. And depending on how much actually accumulates, the power lines and trees come down, things like that. Especially with heavy winds like this, blowing snow is definitely become a hazard. So travel conditions are going to deteriorate very quickly. So unfortunately, people driving down the road and things like that could run into power lines or trees and knock things over. The wind as well. Mother Nature will also create that aspect as well. But right now, it definitely looks like a good chunk of Nebraska has potential for power outages. I can't say for sure, how intense that is going to be. But definitely at the start of this period, Wednesday into Thursday, definitely into portions of northwestern Nebraska, for sure up here. Down into Kansas too, but you can definitely see these isobars right here. I mean, it's 18 knots, 20 knots. I mean, it's 30 to 35 mile per hour winds, and these aren't even gusts. These are just sustained winds.
For sure.
So you can definitely see 50 miles per hour as well, possibly developing. The beginning of the period, as the system moves in, definitely north and western Nebraska can definitely be in the bullseye for that. And then as you move into Thursday morning, you can definitely see it definitely takes shape in southern and southeastern Nebraska. So it's definitely going to be pretty much a statewide issue, unfortunately. It is very hard to predict power outages, but it's definitely an interesting question. We definitely appreciate that.
Looks like it's going to be like a prolonged wind event, too, for some of these places as well.
Exactly.
Just like constant winds, so that's definitely going to be a factor of how constant these winds are going to be throughout the areas as well.
Exactly. So it's definitely an interesting situation. It is evolving with time, and as we march forward towards the actual storm impact days, we are getting more relevant data from the models, and then we're able to generate a forecast. So we'll definitely look into that more as the days as we progress forward. We'll definitely take a look at the power outage risk as well. Into much of these areas. I mean, we even have a risk here in Pennsylvania as well. This would be 7 a.m. on Friday. but you guys can see there's about 20, 25 mile per hour winds here. Those are just sustained winds, and then even up into the lakes, it gets a lot worse, guys. You can see there was a 30. There we go. Check it out, 36 knots.
Ooh.
So I mean that's sustained 45 mile per hour winds around that.
Let's compare that. That's like a low grade tropical storm winds.
It is,
what
yeah.
I could best describe that as. That's just the sustained winds. Gusts could be more like 60, 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's definitely possible to see 65 mile per hour wind gusts.
Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if some areas even get like as high as like the 75.
It's definitely possible, especially with the extreme low level jet that's anticipated to go over these areas as well. The storm will actually be able to tap into that area of low level jet and the mid levels as well, where winds will be even stronger, and that'll bring the winds down to the surface. So it's definitely going to be very, very, very hazardous day for sure. But yeah, so let me see here. Yeah, so 7 a.m. on Friday, definitely very, very cold throughout much of the nation. This does extend down into New Orleans, Louisiana. We're looking at 30 degrees, so below freezing there. Austin, Texas at 19 degrees, so that's definitely very, very cold. Portions of northern Texas into Oklahoma may see 0 or even below 0 temperatures. This is into Friday, and you can see this coming down as well. Nebraska getting into minus 15, and then as you progress down further to the southeast, you're still in the negative, so minus 5. So it doesn't warm up much. So it's definitely going to be a very, very hazardous day in terms of very dangerous cold. Hypothermia and frostbite can set in very quickly. So definitely don't be caught outdoors for prolonged periods of time. Definitely make sure your pets are indoors. That was my fault. Oh. And then especially here into Montana and portions of North Dakota as well, we're looking at minus 34 for the air temperature. But yeah, you can see this making its way into North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, even into portions of the extreme western Florida getting into the action as well.
Mm-hmm. Even parts of the South Padre Island there. I believe that's Texas, South Padre Island, and parts of Brownsville there.
Even down into Mexico, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you can definitely tell how strong the storm is, especially when these temperatures are digging down this deep down into Mexico. Alright, guys, so this is 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time. So here in Pittsburgh, it's not going to be very good for us. So 5 degrees. I'm already complaining about the temperatures here in the 20s. This is definitely going to be a shock for us here. Definitely. But then as you move over towards Chicago, -2 for the actual air temperature, so that's going to be very cold. Even into Kentucky, down into Tennessee, guys are in the single digits as well. Some near 0 into Indiana and Ohio. And then as you look over into Iowa, we got -6, -7 degrees, -8 to the north in Minnesota. And obviously -10, colder temperatures to the north, -18. Even into portions of Wisconsin, you guys will not climb out of the negatives, at least at this moment. So it's definitely going to be very, very chilly. This looks like to be definitely an extreme cold day. Down here in Louisiana, we're looking at between 30 and 20 degrees throughout the entire state of Louisiana, so it doesn't look like it gets above freezing at all.
It'll be very cold for those areas.
And the same thing for Texas as well. The entire state of Texas will be below freezing. So that's definitely very, very interesting to see. We don't see that very often.
Not at all.
So that might definitely cause issues with the power grids in Texas as well, depending on if there's any precipitation that develops, because I know Texas has a lot of solar farms down here. We saw that happen, I think that was a couple years ago. I think it was 2019 or 2020. Yeah,
I believe so, yes.
And unfortunately, just temperatures like this can create that layer of frost and ice on top of these solar panels, so that may prevent solar radiation from actually going into the solar panels and reflecting off of them instead. So they might have very, very big issues down there as well.
There's also a big travel day as well going into the day before Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve itself. So definitely going to be some possible major travel issues heading into the Christmas holiday for sure.
Oh, exactly. There's definitely going to be definitely hazardous travel disruptions throughout much of the United States at this point. But you can see that sharp gradient heading into New Jersey, down the coast. So, I mean, even South Carolina, 40 degrees, 38 degrees. So right down where your grandparents are,
Yeah,
they're definitely gonna they're gonna
getting impacted by this as well.
Let's see here. All right, so this is a 11 p.m. Eastern time on Friday, 10 p.m. Central time. But guys, you could definitely see 2 degrees showing up here in Pittsburgh and the mountainous terrain below zero. So that's definitely going to be very, very hazardous, especially with some of the snow that's that the model guidance is definitely showing us. You can definitely see how strong this wind is for sure. So definitely wind chills are going to be very, very cold throughout much of the nation. We can definitely flip over to the wind chills here in a moment just to see. You guys can see this, minus 28 degree temperatures once again for North Dakota. Moving down into Nebraska, you guys are still in the negatives. Some areas may reach above zero. Maybe. It's definitely possible, but unfortunately it looks unlikely at this point. And then moving down into Kansas, so in the single digits for much of the state except the southwestern portion of the state where you're in the teens. And then into northern Texas, you can see some of these temperatures actually coming up near 10 degrees, northern Texas. So definitely another cold day. Looks like, even down towards the Gulf Coast, 26 degrees, 29 degrees, so definitely very chilly. Portions of Kentucky as well in the single digits, down through Tennessee as well. Even into portions of northern Alabama here could definitely see single digits at this time as well.
Oh, for sure. Definitely uncharted territory for them in those areas for sure.
And even down into Mexico, 18 degrees down into Mexico. So that's almost unprecedented, guys.
For sure.
And then I don't know how far this goes into. I think it only goes to 2 a.m. Eastern time.
And according to this, they will definitely have iguana warnings definitely in this radar for sure.
Falling iguana warnings.
Yep,
anything under like 42 degrees or 44 degrees would be falling iguana, and that looks most of the state actually. So yeah, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of that before. We did talk about it yesterday. Talked about the falling iguanas. So basically, reptiles need sunlight to regulate their body temperature, and they also need the heat energy from that to regulate their body temperature. But yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting event. I'm not sure. I've never witnessed it myself.
Neither have I, but it's definitely a sight to see in that area. Got a couple of friends down in Florida, so I'll definitely have to talk to them and see if they ever experienced it themselves or not. Gonna take a quick look at the North American models here.
These are wind chill forecasts here, guys. So this is heading into. We can go back into Wednesday.
Look, Junkfinger Jimmy asked about Indianapolis.
Yeah,
there.
definitely,
for sure.
So Indianapolis definitely looks to be still above freezing heading into 4 p.m. So the evening hours on Thursday. So you guys will definitely be still above freezing by that time. Unfortunately, as we head into the evening hours of Thursday, past 5 p.m. and into Friday morning, it's definitely going to get very cold here very quickly. So we're looking at 6 degrees, so the single-digit temperatures here. So that's definitely going to be very, very cold. And the wind chills, we'll definitely take a look at that as well. But Indianapolis looks like 7 a.m. on Friday. You guys are going to be below zero for actual air temperatures, so that's definitely going to be very, very cold. So definitely bundle up if you have to travel outdoors. Like we said, if you have any last-minute Christmas shopping to do, definitely get it done before Thursday. Thursday may be the last day to do it, before the evening hours. So we still have about 48 hours left of that. But it's definitely gonna be very cold there. And stepping forward into Friday and into Christmas Eve. Yeah, it's still gonna be just hovering above zero. If this temperature data from the North American model happens to be correct, I do have a feeling that it will be below zero much of the time. At least slightly below zero much of the time here in Indianapolis after Thursday evening into heading into Christmas Eve here. So we'll definitely take a look at...
Definitely a multi-day event of extreme cold temperatures for that area.
So yeah, I mean single digits to a couple degrees below zero. Definitely certain at this point with the models definitely converging on this. So yeah, so I definitely appreciate that. That's a cool name, by the way.
It is, absolutely.
All right, so let's take a look at these wind chills, guys. So this is 0Z. So this is 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. So we're definitely looking at this Thursday, yeah. So wind chills will be down into.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely welcome. Definitely.
Oh, definitely, yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, we're definitely gonna take a look at. Oh yes, it is. Yes, okay. I was nice.
Love the reference for sure.
I do. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, we're definitely gonna take a look at snow totals here in a couple minutes. But we're gonna take a look at the wind chills here, just to get everybody an idea of what's happening with these. It's definitely gonna be very cold.
So just to clarify, this is not actually the actual current sustained temperatures. It's just the real field temperatures with the wind howling as well. So this is not actual high temperatures. Just like pretty much like feel what it feels like it's gonna be outside of with the winds included. So just wanted to clarify that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So this is 6Z. So we're heading into Thursday morning here, guys. So 26 degrees, 24 degree wind chill here in Pittsburgh. It's gonna get way colder than that. But down here, Indianapolis, 26 degree wind chill at this time. But you can see back between Wisconsin all the way down, stretching through Oklahoma, Kansas, definitely into portions to the north as well, even northern Texas, getting down into the 20s for wind chill temperatures. Wind chill factors, I guess I should say. Let's see here. 15.
Even some isolation spots up there in North Dakota there, and possibly negative 52 degrees the feel.
Oh yeah,
temperature for sure.
And this is so this is for 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, guys. You can see northern Texas wind chills will be below zero, well below zero, sitting at minus 13 degrees. Indianapolis, you're still sitting at 30 for the wind chill. As that little bit of slight warm push comes in, 27 here in Pittsburgh. But as Justin said, I mean, minus 52 degree wind chills up here in North Dakota and Montana as well. This is minus
negative 64 degrees and 67, so that is definitely and mind-boggling insane cold wind chills there for that area in Montana.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's near Bozeman. I believe
you might be correct on that.
But yeah, minus 67 degree wind chills here, guys. So that's definitely very crazy to see. As you can see, this warm air push is starting to make a little triple point up here. So still above zero, but nevertheless, it's going to be very cold throughout the Great Lakes. The winds are definitely going to be howling as this system comes through. Let's take a look at heading into Friday. Actually, Thursday evening. So this is 7 p.m. Thursday Central Time. You definitely see this front is definitely making its presence known for sure throughout the deep south into the Gulf Coast here. A lot of Texas, but definitely below freezing here. Mm-hmm. And Indianapolis, it's knocking on your doorstep. So this is Thursday evening heading into Friday. So this is, let me see here. So this is 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely the cold air is definitely moving in, encroaching on your area from the west very rapidly. And you can see down through Kentucky as well, portions of western Kentucky, western Tennessee, much of Arkansas, definitely getting down into the single digits for wind chills.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's definitely very crazy to see those kind of wind chills down through that area. And then stepping forward into 12Z. So 12Z is 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Time.
So yeah, it looks like close to like negative 28, negative 30 degrees below zero there in the near the Indianapolis area. So definitely.
Yeah, so Indianapolis, definitely watch out for well below zero wind chills. So it's definitely this is the feel-like temperature out there, guys, with the wind. So that's going to be coupled with the single-digit temperatures and the near-zero temperatures with the winds. They're definitely going to be in place.
So yeah, in like parts of Louisiana, they're looking at -1 as well as northern parts, like towards Shreveport there.
Yeah, Shreveport's actually sitting at -1. So that's pretty.
Even down all the way down to New Orleans and even towards Gulfport, Mississippi, they're even getting into like the teens for the wind chills.
Yeah, so that's definitely crazy to see, guys. It's it's
Wow is definitely correct.
it is.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And unfortunately it doesn't look to get much better as we move into late Friday.
Yeah, like we said, this is definitely going to be a multi-day event when it comes to these temperatures for sure. Long after the snow is gone, the cold air and the winds is definitely going to be long-lasting, even past for all the precipitation and all that.
Exactly. Any snow that does fall in this area is definitely going to remain in place. So definitely a white Christmas is expected if any snow does fall up here. We'll definitely take a look at that next. But just to show you guys, this is heading into Christmas Eve. You can see these cold temperatures. I mean, minus 20 for the wind chill. Down into Indianapolis, minus 22. Much of Kentucky, the same thing. So that's definitely very interesting. Down into Louisiana, still 21. It's a little bit better than minus 13, sure. But still it's very cold.
And even like toward like the negative single digit wind chills, even going down to parts of Georgia there.
Exactly. Even below freezing here in Florida. So it's definitely going to be crazy to see.
Definitely a cool day along the Grand Strand there as well in South Carolina, with wind chills being in the teens as well. So it's everyone here is going to be impacted one way or another. So we're definitely not going to be alone here in southwestern Pennsylvania.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's going to impact many areas. Much of the United States for sure.
I will not be surprised if there's any advance on wind chill warnings, wind chill warnings, anything like that. So I won't be surprised.
For sure. Yeah, definitely wind chill advisories, wind chill watches, wind chill warnings.
Definitely high wind warnings for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. This system is very dynamic. It's definitely much more complex than the severe storms that we had, last week. Those storms are very intense.
Oh, absolutely.
Unfortunately, New Orleans did get hit by a tornado. I don't recall what the strength of it was. I can't remember.
I think it was at least EF3 in parts of this.
Was it EF3 again? Okay, because they got hit back in March also as an EF3. So possibly two EF3s came through. So that's definitely crazy. So definitely, we definitely pray for the people of New Orleans. We definitely hope that they.
I know Texas and Oklahoma also hit pretty rough there as well. I think a couple people actually lost their lives in some of those tornadoes.
Oh,
so definitely, my hearts go out to all the family and friends of those people who got affected by those.
Yeah, exactly. Our hearts definitely go out to everybody that was affected by the severe storms last week. That was definitely, unfortunately, an intense situation for many portions of the deep south and into the central plains down through the south as well. Let's see here. I don't want to do this. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Let's take a look at some of these snow totals. Again, these are just this is just model data, so this isn't a forecast just yet. We do have to fine tune the details as we approach closer to the event day, but we'll definitely take a look at that. And I was thinking about maybe Christmas Eve and Christmas maybe tracking NORAD. That'd be cool. So that'd be pretty cool with Santa. I think that'd be pretty cool to see. Thinking about that. Let's try to zoom in just a little bit here, guys. Let's just start with the Northern Plains here. So this is through 9 p.m. Eastern or Central Time here through Wednesday. So definitely we're looking at some crazy snow totals here through Minnesota. Eventually stretching down into portions of eastern Iowa through Friday. Especially portions up here as well into Wisconsin and into Michigan, where we can see over a foot of snow definitely falling in some of these areas. And let's take a look we'll get a closer look here.
Looks like portions of Indiana there about 2 to 4 inches in some areas, and
yeah, it definitely looks 2 to 4.
The upper parts of northwest Indiana there getting more in the range of 6 to 8 inches there, it looks like.
Let me try to use Pivotal for this, because I kind of like the way Pivotal has the city names. I have some of them memorized, locations and stuff, but it's kind of hard for me sometimes to memorize that. So let's take a look at. I usually use the Kuchera method. It has a better resolution. The 10-to-1 is okay. This is what 10-to-1 used to. Meteorologists used to rely on the 10-to-1 ratio. Now basically we use Kuchera. So it basically mixes in the warmer air maximum column temperature below 500 millibars. the lower, and it's a lower ratio. Snowfall might not always represent accumulation on ground surface due to melting, compacting, and other factors, but it is more reliable than the 10-to-1 ratio. So we'll definitely take a look at that. Just curious when we're actually going to start seeing some snow here into the mid-Atlantic and Midwest here. So you definitely see the mountainous terrain. There is going to be a little bit of energy coming up from the ocean here. So we'll definitely see some snow in the mountainous terrain here. But this is heading into Thursday about 4 p.m. And there we go.
Yeah, some snow tools.
Let's go local.
So it looks like Indianapolis just under an inch there.
It is about by 6 p.m. Thursday. So don't take this as a forecast just yet. This is just we're just presenting the model data. Like I said, we're going to have to fine-tune the details as we get closer to this event. But this gives us a little bit of guidance on what is actually going to happen in the area. So let's step forward a little bit. So we're looking at 9 p.m. So around 2 inches of snow possible within the Indianapolis area. And we'll step forward. So 3.6 at 12 a.m. So it doesn't look like it's going to be like, crazy amount of snow. It's not going to be like an inch per hour type snow. So that's pretty good. But 6 a.m. Friday, looking at around 4 inches of snow. And then by the end of the period through Christmas Eve, about the same. So definitely expect probably 2 to 4 inches, 3 to 6 inches of snow through Indiana, especially in the Indianapolis area, all the way down through Evansville, Bloomington, Fort Wayne. Definitely up here near the lakes, we'll definitely get some more snow. Surprisingly enough, Chicago was showing 26 inches yesterday.
Yeah, 4 inches. Yeah,
now they're just showing 4 inches.
That shows how the unpredictability it is. Like one model you have such and such inches, and now only 4 inches. So definitely a big difference there in the models.
And then we'll take a look down into Kentucky. Whoops. I guess we can look at soundings as well. But yeah, much of Kentucky around the same. Looks like about 3 to 6 inch range as well.
Oh, absolutely, definitely.
Oh,
we
you're
definitely
very
appreciate
welcome.
your
Definitely,
comment there.
definitely appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, it's really, it looks like to be on average here about 2 to 4, 3 to 6 inch range throughout much of the Midwest here.
Now home here looks like we got a.
Unfortunately, this hasn't resolved the Christmas Eve event that we're going to have here in Pittsburgh just yet. So, but this is heading into Friday evening. But around 2 inches. So, like we said, take this right now with a grain of salt. The temperatures, yes, those are definitely very confident. Unfortunately, the snow right now, the confidence really isn't that great. It's probably about 30 to 40% confidence right now. But as the days go on, we'll definitely increase that confidence to near 70 to 90%. So, let's see here. We could probably take a look at the GFS. And GFS always overestimates. That's the only issue. Probably the Euro had a probably better handle on it. Watch the Euro be crazy too. Yeah, so the Euro is definitely bringing in that warm slot.
Big time for sure.
But unfortunately, that could mean icing and rain events as well.
You don't even see a total icing accumulations as well in this. So they're bringing this a bigger snowstorm for the European model there.
Yeah, so the European model is bringing in close to 8 inches of snow in Indianapolis. So about 5 to 12 inches of snow, except when you get up here towards the lakes where you get about a little over a foot. Chicago looking at 6.5 inches, so it's a pretty major event. It's definitely going to take a little bit to move this snow out of the way for sure, because it's not going anywhere with these cold temperatures by itself.
Lesser snow for the Louisville area and the European model there.
European model is pretty reliable. I definitely can't wait for the HRRR model to come out.
Sure,
I love that model. I don't think that they go out this far. I think they only go. Let me see.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so they only go at most usually 18 to 48 hours, so it's not going to be much yet. But the European will go into... Oops. I did that right. Okay. The Euro goes through Saturday. Yeah, so it's not much in the way here, except it did show Indianapolis getting a little bit more snow. Definitely probably a little bit closer to that track, or at least to the north of that track a little bit of the low pressure system itself. So yeah, 2.4 inches here in the Pittsburgh area, up near Lake Erie, getting into the 8-inch range. I'd say
that'd be pretty accurate for that area, especially with the lake effect enhanced snow as well, combined with it.
Buffalo again, getting approaching that 2-foot mark again. So that's definitely gonna be interesting. Rochester 6.3, Watertown 14 inches. So it's definitely gonna be an interesting event for sure. Let me see. I don't know if the previous run... Oh, yeah, the previous run goes out further. So we can actually go through Christmas Day with this one. So, yeah, it's roughly about... roughly about the same. So it's not too... I mean, it's a lot of snow, but it's not
as much as that 6 feet of snow they got earlier this season.
Oh, man, I couldn't even imagine 6 feet. I mean, other than warmer temperatures and... snow plows. How do you get rid of that stuff? That's insane.
Yeah, actually, a fun fact is some of the neighbors actually dug out Buffalo Bills players in order to travel to Detroit for their games early this season. So
that's interesting.
Absolutely.
So yeah, about 8 inches for the European model by Christmas into Indiana. So it's definitely pretty crazy for sure. And just take a look at some of these watches and warnings that we got going on here.
Yeah, it looks like we got some blizzard warnings out in Minnesota there.
And then a lot of winter storm warnings, especially through Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, into eastern and eastern Nebraska. And then we also have winter storm watches in effect as well. And it actually looks like we have winter storm watch in effect for some of our southern counties here.
Looks like Garrett, Tucker County, Maryland there being affected.
Yeah, so that's definitely interesting. You can definitely see some of these high wind warnings, like you said, coming in as well. Let me see here. We can get a fix on this storm. Yeah, it's kind of messy right now, but you can definitely see it starting to take a little bit of dive to the south. So there's definitely a lot of moisture with this storm for sure. Just taking a look at the infrared long wave, you can definitely see all that moisture. Big moisture plume down here with these showers and storms that are heading down into Florida. So definitely be on the lookout for that tonight. These may be some small hail makers and maybe some gusty winds. Other than that, it doesn't look to be much of a tornado threat. So definitely that's good news, at least for the portions of the of Florida and the deep south where we experienced that severe weather event last week. Let's see. We could probably take a look at... Let's see here. I'm just checking, because last time, if I remember correctly, they had the Oh, I know what I gotta do. Alright, so this actually shows the individual model members of where this low is going to track. So we'll move into Friday. There it is right there, guys. Blows up. Wow. But you can see they actually have... So we move into... So we're taking a look at Thursday first. So this is 1 a.m. Or I should say 12 midnight Mountain Time and 1 a.m. Central Time, 2 a.m. Eastern Time. But you can definitely see this low here. Most of the models are in a pretty good consensus in where this low is actually going to come down into. But as stepping forward just a few hours, you can definitely see this transition right here. And you can also see this energy shift that is going to start heading up to the north as well. So that's definitely going to create this bomb cyclone, as we mentioned yesterday. And there's that energy transition right there, guys. But some of the model members even have it still at this point down into Arkansas. So it's definitely very uncertain in the track still at this point. And then definitely see here. So 1,003 millibars. So that would be Thursday night into Friday. And then it drops down to 993. You can see these members are all over the place, but some of these members are showing, down into the 980s for millibars. So that's definitely, that would meet the criteria for a bomb cyclone.
Absolutely.
There. Stepping forward just a little bit. 983, so there it is right there. I mean, just within a 12-hour time span, it definitely drops. Actually, it drops about 20 to 25 millibars. So that's very strong. Some of these even have it coming in as 977, 975. So that definitely could be very, very strong. Very odd, though. Very interesting shaped system.
Absolutely.
971 on Christmas, heading into Christmas Eve, Friday night into Christmas Eve.
That's a 960. That'd be equivalent to like a Category 2 hurricane.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Mostly, yeah.
And then actually heading into Christmas Eve as this system ejects off to the northeast, 966. So we're definitely heading into very, very strong territory there. Some down to 952. 949 as well. Can you imagine a 949 millibar low up to the north?
Definitely an impressive storm for sure.
But yeah, guys, it's definitely going to be a very, very crazy storm system. Definitely in terms of temperatures, as well as some snow. I don't know if there's going to be... There'll probably be some freezing rain events eventually showing up here. Yeah, especially in the Appalachian Mountains. Some of that warm sector coming in and a lot of that rain. These values are probably overestimated an inch. I'd probably say closer to a half an inch. And then some of these other values down to a quarter inch, down to a tenth of an inch. So yeah, there's definitely some icing definitely going to happen. We have a little bit of a glaze to a trace here in our area. So definitely slick travel conditions are definitely going to be possible through Friday and Thursday night through Saturday morning actually. And then even some icing happening here towards northwestern Indiana as well. And let's see here. Yeah, so not much changes. So it basically looks like it's going to be a localized Appalachian Mountain event for icing at least, and then into some of Armstrong County. So and then into north central Pennsylvania as well, and then into New York. So definitely a chance for freezing rain and icing happening, especially with that rainfall that's coming in out ahead of this system. Definitely that quick transition, depending on how those temperatures interact with the boundary, and just to see how quickly they drop. That'll definitely be interesting to see. Definitely don't be caught out on the roads at this time, guys. It's definitely going to be very hazardous travel conditions all the way through Christmas Eve. So if you can get to your destinations a little bit early, that would definitely, definitely secure your arrival at those destinations. And if conditions do get very, very bad, just always remember, guys, your life is more important than where you're going.
Absolutely.
So definitely, if you can, find shelter for the night. If you are caught under one of these big snow squalls or freezing rain events, but yeah, we can't say that enough, guys. Your life is more important than where you're going. So
definitely can't rule out the possibility of black ice as well. Definitely one of the more dangerous impacts for a winter storm is definitely black ice. Not really much visible to the naked eye, so you can kind of see a slight glare in the roads, but even most roads are wet during the circumstances anyway, so definitely keep an eye on black ice as well for sure.
I think it might be just the GFS that has the lightning density. I'm just curious. Maybe they got rid of it too. Wow. Oh, a lot of these models actually got rid of their lightning density. I just was curious to see if there was a chance for thunder snow. Probably at least up and towards Michigan, where all these heavier snows are going to be. Minnesota, down through Iowa, excuse me. through Illinois as well. Definitely some thunder snow, definitely possible here in the Great Lakes for sure. Especially with those winds whipping, creating more friction in the atmosphere. It's definitely going to be definitely an interesting event. Let me see here. Yeah, so wind gusts. Wow. Wind gusts heading into tonight into tomorrow, guys, through Wyoming, down through Colorado. Definitely some isolated, or actually, I shouldn't say isolated, actually some widespread areas of 60-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts. And into Thursday. So you can definitely see where the outline of that boundary is going to be here, guys. Ooh. And this just goes to show why the temperature is going to be so cold and why the wind chill values, wind chill factors are going to be very, very low here, guys.
Excuse me.
Was that there's some massive values in Pennsylvania there.
It looks like, especially up in towards the lakes there.
I'm curious to see that. Very, very curious. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, 61 ripping off the lakes there, so that's definitely going to cause extreme conditions. Definitely blowing snow and drifting snow. Definitely going to happen here. Jeez. 70, yeah. So into portions of New York, possibly up to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. We can zoom in just a little bit to get some city names in there.
So it's like Ithaca there at 64 miles, Syracuse 59, Watertown there at 56. So definitely, it's definitely in the range of a 40, 60 mile an hour wind gust there for sure.
That's just crazy to see that. I mean, it's certainly not out of the question with a strong cyclone like this, but it's just insane to see. Curious. Let's go back to. Man. It's just following that front perfectly. So yeah, Indianapolis 32 mile per hour wind gusts, 35 heading into 12 a.m. Central Time into Friday. So definitely 40 mile per hour wind gusts are definitely not out of the question here for sure. That's insane.
Yeah, it looks to be a consistent gust as well, so that's why we think there could be some power outage possibles in those areas as well.
And we'll take a look at Nebraska too for some of these wind gusts coming in. So 6 p.m. on Wednesday, definitely 30 mile per hour wind gust, 33. So it doesn't look like, unfortunately, some of these values might not look very strong, but I mean, 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, you'll be surprised. That could definitely create some havoc, especially with blowing snow as well. I mean, you can see some of these showing up. 46, 50 mile per hour wind gusts here, just to the north of North Platte. Look at that, 50s at least. Wow.
Very impressive winds.
Northeast, yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that for you.
Looks like we got a Michigan, Ohio, Indiana requests as well.
Okay. Awesome.
Nice.
Oops. Oh, well. I guess we can display the North American model. The European does go out at Christmas, though, so I'm not sure which one you want to take.
Looks like Cincinnati is the state they want to look at. And I'll actually be right back. I actually have to take a phone call real quick, so I'll be in here very shortly. Apologize, guys.
There you go. All right, guys, so through the 23rd, Friday the 23rd, at 7 p.m., Again, we'll just reiterate, guys, these are not forecast data. This is just model data. As we get closer to the day, we'll definitely get some finer details here. But yeah, down through Cincinnati, guys, possible 3 to 6 inch snow range. Definitely not out of the question here, depending on how much warm air can actually get into the system. But as it stands right now with the model data, definitely looks like around that 3 to 6 inch range up through Dayton. A little bit more than that, guys, here. So it's definitely going to be crazy to see some of these snow totals, especially if they come to fruition. Over here in Pittsburgh, down through Wheeling, Morgantown, up through Youngstown, we can expect a general 2 to 4 inches or 3 to 5 inch range through our area. But like I said before, these are not forecasts. These are just model data. So as we get closer to the impact time, we'll definitely have a forecast for you guys. Let's take a look at the Northeast. So yeah, guys, through Buffalo. So this is through Friday. This is about a little over 10 inches of snow here, and up through Watertown, 4.3 inches. Syracuse, 2.2. Crazily enough, the system hasn't reached this area, in full yet. So let me take a look at the European model to probably get a little bit better data on this past this time frame. So we'll take a look at all the way through Christmas night here, guys. So Buffalo looking at a little over or almost 18 inches of snow here. Watertown looking at almost 2 feet of snow. Rochester sitting at almost 5 inches of snow here. So definitely looks very interesting, very, very prominent. Definitely very prominent. We'll take a look down at Cincinnati. So the European model, guys, definitely has a little bit, actually a lot less snow at about 2 inches. So you guys can definitely see the discrepancies between models here. So it's definitely, like I said, this is just model data. This is not a forecast just yet. And then take a look at Pennsylvania here. So just Pittsburgh area looking at about 1.5 inches. This is the European model. We'll go back to the North American model in just a minute. But yeah, down through the mountainous terrain, looks like 3 to 6 inch snow, maybe more than that. But definitely Erie getting in the big numbers here. About 17 inches of snow here. Williamsport 2.4, down through Altoona 4.4. Hagerstown getting into 1.3, and unfortunately that's where some of the snow is definitely expected to be. The precipitation is going to be mostly in the form of rain and freezing rain. So it's definitely going to be crazy, guys. We'll go back to the North American model because it does show a little bit more snow in some of these areas. So 2.2 down here. Erie doesn't look like getting in the action just yet. Unfortunately, the North American model doesn't go out far enough. But we could take a look at the GFS. Sometimes the GFS likes to overestimate snow totals. So I don't really like to use a GFS often, but I guess you never know. It could be the diamond in the rough, you know?
Could be, yeah, for sure.
But definitely, guys, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, over 100 people in the chat, guys. That's
Absolutely.
amazing. Definitely, guys, thank you for that.
Yeah, this GTS having 46 inches.
Yeah,
of snow.
I honestly think the GFS might be overestimating some of the snow. I mean, it might be possible to get maybe 2 to 3 feet up here. 4 feet, I'm not really entirely sure, though. But like I said, as we get closer to the actual impact day, we'll definitely take a look at the finer details and actually have a forecast for you guys. Let me go back to Ohio down into Cincinnati. So Cincinnati about 3.5. So yeah, definitely between the 3 to 6 inch range. The models definitely look to be in the consensus with that 3 to 6 inch range down here. Also wondering about Indiana. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that. Wondering why you're freezing your tail off, huh?
Yeah.
We're wondering the same thing. So Indiana. So we'll definitely take a look at the North American model first. So this gives a general consensus of about 3 to 6 inch range throughout much of the state. except once you get up near the lake here, definitely get a little bit more, between about 6 to 9 inches of snow here, even up into portions next to the lake. Definitely getting into near the 2-foot range. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see here if this actually comes to fruition. And then we'll definitely take a look at the European model.
Yep. Becky Werner asked, do we know the wind gust in Kansas City on Thursday? Is that Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri? Even though it's a little bit of a difference area, but by a little bit. But if you want Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas, we can look at both of them, definitely, for sure.
So the European model here, guys, has a little bit more snow coming into Indiana. So we're looking at about 4 to 9 inches of snow here. Some areas getting a little bit higher than that, 10 inches. South Bend up here near the lake getting about 14. I'm definitely curious to see there. Northern Maine getting snow with wind. Yep. Missouri, thank you. Yep.
Thank you, absolutely.
Yep, we'll take a look at that.
I know it's not really much of a difference in like distance, but just wanted to make sure we got the right area for you.
Wind gusts, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oh, actually, you know what? No, it's not going to go out far enough. Wind gusts. Oops.
Looks like we asked if will the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas, get any snow?
I don't believe there's going to be snow down there, but we'll definitely take a look at that as well.
We have someone from South Bend, Indiana, as well, home of Notre Dame Fighting Irish there for sure.
Missouri, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So about 31. Okay. Well, actually, wait. When was this for? This is for Friday. Okay. Yeah, so there is going to be some wind gusts in Kansas City, about 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. So definitely an interesting thing here happening. Definitely doesn't look to be the models before actually forecast 50 mile per hour wind gusts, but now it looks like the models are bringing it down to about 30 to 40 mile per hour winds.
Welcome, Blake. We could take a look at Michigan there for you, as well as Isabel asking about New Jersey for
yeah,
well.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Let's switch gears. Just make sure I don't forget anybody.
Yep.
Let's take a look at Maine real quick first.
Yep.
Ooh, some of these winds coming in here.
Let's go to New York City.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. This is fantastic.
It's actually awesome. And we got Hopper here in the house here.
Hi, Hops.
Absolutely, you're more than welcome. Hopefully you have a good holiday and everything goes smoothly for you guys as well down there. And we have come to the point of the ASMR. Always a pleasant time.
So Friday, let's see here. Oh yeah, Friday into Saturday for Maine for sure. There's definitely gonna be some high winds here. Some of the wind gusts here could reach near 65 miles per hour, so that's definitely gonna be crazy. Definitely, this is through Friday into Saturday for Maine, and we'll definitely take a look at the snowfall totals as well. So we'll actually take this through Christmas Day. Yeah, so there's some definitely some snow developing. Let me check and make sure that this system actually came through. Yeah, we're good. So yeah, through Christmas actually, the European model is actually forecasting no snow along the coast here, but as you move inland and towards the north, right in these areas here, so definitely a good consensus of about 3 to 5, 3 to 6. Some areas may be, say 4 to 8 inches of snow through here. Let's zoom in just a little bit, and then we'll definitely move on. Actually, I think that's the most I can zoom in. And then we'll definitely move on to other areas as well. But yeah, definitely Maine along the coast looks like it's going to be mostly a rain event. So that's definitely going to take place here. Definitely some high winds,
Absolutely.
like we said, 65 mile per hour winds ripping in off the ocean here. But yeah, general consensus is the northern part of the state, as well as the northwestern part of the state. Definitely getting in on the action here. General consensus is about 3 to 5 inches of snow. And then we'll take a look at...
We can probably knock out New York and New Jersey at the same time since it's so close there for sure.
Yeah. We'll have to go down to Texas as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Texas, got another request for Kentucky.
So the European model is not showing much in the way of snowfall within this area. The European model is usually pretty reliable. It definitely looks like this could be a coastal rainstorm event for sure. Okay, we can check the winds too, just to see. I'm sure the winds are going to be very strong in this area as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So it's definitely going to be between 40 and 50 mile per hour winds. New York City as well, getting in on that range.
Especially that Long Island Sound, definitely pushing in winds from the...
Oh, definitely, for sure. It's definitely going to be crazy. Wow, that's awesome. Oof. All right, and then we'll take a look at Michigan real quick.
Try our best to get to all of you guys as possible. Just want to include every single person we possibly can here.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely going to make sure we New Jersey, yep.
And if we miss anybody, we do apologize in advance.
Yeah, I'm just leave another comment. We'll definitely get back to you. But definitely take a look at this, guys. These are wind gusts on Friday. Definitely you could see some 40 to 50, even 60 mile per hour wind gusts through much of Michigan. So that's definitely going to be crazy here. And we'll take a look at the snowfall. So yeah, definitely near Grand Rapids, a foot down through Kalamazoo, a little over a foot as well. Jackson, Lansing, Flint, Saginaw, Mount Pleasant, Traverse City, all of these areas. Detroit, unfortunately, at the low end, but that might be a good thing.
Absolutely.
If you guys are in Detroit. And let's take a look at New York City. We did New York, right? Yeah. Western Kansas.
Yeah, we kind of blended New York and New Jersey together because it was part of the same map, so we got able to see some parts of New Jersey there. So
Western Kentucky here, guys. Far Western Kentucky. So yeah, we're looking at a general consensus of 3 to 5 inches in this area of snow. And then we'll take a look at the winds as well, just to give you guys an idea of what's going on here. So yeah, I mean, we're looking at between 30 and 40 mile per hour wind gusts in the consensus here as well. Oh, Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you for that. Northern Wisconsin, we got hammered last week with a foot of snow. Oh, I bet. I could imagine that. Sorry, guys. We're definitely trying to get to everybody that we can.
Oh, yeah, you guys part of that storm last week with those big-time winter storms you guys had up there, and then the big-time severe weather outbreak you guys had in the south, so definitely that big combination there for sure.
I see what you're trying to do, Hop. All right. So, yeah, I mean, Wisconsin general consensus looks to be about, in general, about 6 to 10 inches of snow across much of Wisconsin. As you get up here into Ironwood, a little over a foot, and then down here into southern Wisconsin definitely looks about 6 inches. So not crazy right now in terms of snowfall, but this could definitely change. This is through Friday. Let me go back towards Christmas. And yeah, so through Christmas, guys, so definitely a general consensus of 6 to 10 inches here. Ironwood, almost 2 feet of snow. Green Bay sitting at about 9 inches. Oshkosh, 7.9. West Bend, 7.9. Madison, 6.6. We are in City Orange, New York. Local weather shows 56 is the high for Friday and rain. That's interesting. So we're looking at Friday.
It definitely goes back to the part where winter storms are definitely the hardest thing to predict in any sort of meteorology field, either amateur or professional. Is definitely hard to keep track, and a difference of 10, 20, 30 mile an hour tracks could be a huge difference between snow totals and rain totals and ice totals. So definitely a big difference there. It all depends on the track of this as well, and that's still kind of looking at the kinks in that as well. So definitely everything's not completely set in stone yet. These are just models we're looking at. So definitely wouldn't take these totals to the bank yet, except for the temperatures. There's a lot of confidence and consensus with the temperature. So still figuring out all the stuff for the winter storm aspect of this with the inches of snow. So definitely the closer it gets to the storm, the more consensus there'll be amongst models and agreement to
Exactly.
yeah. So just want to say that in advance. Definitely do not write these set in stone quite yet. These are just model configurations for sure.
So City, Orange County, North, so New York, local weather shows 56 is the high on Friday. Wow.
Negative 45 wind chills for eastern Nebraska. Oh, I can only imagine.
I couldn't imagine that. The high definitely could be reached in the morning, especially in the overnight hours on Thursday, possibly. But it's definitely going to cool down for Friday for sure. Which much of the state in the 20s for Friday.
Gaming.
So New Jersey, as we said earlier, definitely New Jersey. Oh, wow.
Definitely just want to thank the time in advance to say thank you to everybody who has been a part of this live stream so far. It's definitely humbling to see everybody here. Definitely want to appreciate you guys coming on as well, and even guys who watch us after the fact. Just want to give you guys a huge shout out and thank you guys as well. Definitely do want to try our best here to give you guys the heads up you guys need to just take some time to prepare as well. So.
And then we're taking a look at New Jersey for Isabel here. So definitely.
And then we'll get Cape Coral, Florida here in a little bit here. Harrison underscore YouTube. Have you seen the iguana effect here down there yet? I heard temperatures at a certain point you see the iguanas falling down. I just want to see if that. Have you ever had that experience before yet?
So definitely some rain expected here in New Jersey. Almost an inch of rain in certain locations as this warm air does come in. We do have a lot of heavy winds, so we showed earlier that there was. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, so we have 40 to 50 mile per hour winds, definitely through New York, New Jersey, much of the Northeast as well. And then we'll move on to Illinois and then Louisiana. Wow. Yeah. That's so awesome. Thank you, guys. This is awesome. We definitely appreciate you guys. We definitely appreciate your patience, guys. Definitely taking the time out to join this stream. We're definitely going to take a look at individually these areas. So let's take a look at Illinois.
I wonder if there's a way we can timestamp after the fact if anybody wants the after effect to timestamp which area.
I could probably try to do that, definitely. So Illinois, let me go through Saturday. So we're looking at about general consensus of 3 to 5 inches across most of the state. Chicago, you guys are going to get about 6.1. Some of the models in Chicago are showing a little over a foot of snow. So as Justin said, and as I said earlier, we definitely want to reiterate the fact that this is just model data. These are not forecasts yet, guys. The temperatures are definitely a good forecast, and the wind chills are definitely a good forecast. Unfortunately, the snow and precipitation and the type of precipitation and how heavy it's going to be, things like that, are still uncertain. But we can give you guys an idea of what's going to happen here. So definitely general consensus of 3 to 5 inches across most of Illinois, except for Chicago. You guys are going to get upwards of 6 inches. Down into Louisiana. So yeah, no snow. Definitely in Louisiana. Maybe into northern Louisiana. Let's see. There we go.
Nice.
Let's see. It's probably better to go back to this. The College of Duke page. We'll definitely take a look at that. Let's go down to Louisiana real quick. European model. Yeah, so not really much away in the snow. Possibly maybe a tenth of an inch down here in northern Louisiana, but not much in the way of snow here.
Which is good news because they're still recovering from those last week's severe weather events. So good news on that aspect.
But unfortunately, as we move into Friday, into Saturday, as well as into Christmas Day, definitely temperatures are going to be very cold throughout this region. You'll be lucky to actually see above freezing temperatures down here in Louisiana, so it's definitely going to be very, very cold.
Good news that that's going to be no snow. Bad news is going to be definitely colder in the Shreveport area. So definitely prepare yourself for temperatures in the teens possibly there.
And then down through central Texas here, guys, you could definitely see into Friday, actually into Thursday evening into Friday. This cold air is actually going to make its way down here. 14, 15 degree temperatures. These are actual air temperatures. These are not wind chills down through Texas here, guys. As we step into Saturday, Christmas Eve, making it our way into Sunday, still down into the teens as well. Portions of northern Texas can see actual single digits here, so it's definitely going to be crazy to see that. Meteorologists are saying snowfall, eastern Nebraska. Yep, okay. Take a look at eastern Nebraska real quick. Yeah, very cold temperatures here, guys. Extremely cold, actually, so in the negatives for much of this period.
Thank you for subscribing, Richard. Definitely, we appreciate the subscribe. We can definitely take a look at Green Bay here shortly. And the GFS and the European model, we're definitely getting a little disagreement here. Sometimes the GFS likes to overestimate estimate there a little bit, but
meteorologists are saying snowfall amounts aren't a concern. They say whether you're going to get 4 to 12 inches, the outcome treacherous travel and blizzard conditions. Yeah, I mean, with the blowing snow, especially, I mean, if you get 4 inches of snow or if you get 12 inches of snow, that's absolutely right. I mean, these winds are definitely going to create hazardous travel conditions, as well as the falling temperatures as well, into areas into the mid-Atlantic and towards the east, depending on how quick this transition actually occurs. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how much ice actually forms as the system comes in.
Looks like we got a request from Heartland, Michigan, as well as how much snow they're going to get in Minneapolis.
Okay. We'll go down to Florida real quick.
Yeah, for looks like Cape Coral the area was, I believe.
We could probably switch over to Pivotal. Alright.
So just south of Sarasota there.
Yeah.
So definitely no snow there for the Cape Coral area.
Yeah, definitely no snow for Florida, guys, during this time period. We could definitely take a look at the temperatures, though, near Cape Coral. So we're looking at, so we'll start back on Wednesday night, looking at 76 degrees, eventually falling down to 65. Thursday, we're heading up to about 63 degrees, falling down to the 60s once again. Into Friday, we're looking at highs into the upper 60s, and then lows actually down into the 50s down for Cape Coral. And then eventually into Saturday, we're going to look at temperatures into the 40s down in Cape Coral. So it's definitely going to be pretty cold down there, especially if you're not used to temperatures in the 40s. So that's definitely
Absolutely.
pretty crazy to see, guys. Let's see. Cape Coral, South Carolina. Definitely take a look at that. So we got South Carolina in the view here. So much of the same, very cold temperatures coming in, especially for Christmas Eve here, guys. We're looking at temperatures of 20 degrees. This is...
That looks like the Grand Strand area, 20 degrees in Myrtle Beach, and as well as the low country there, even getting parts of the X and the parts of PD area.
And this looks like to be... this is actually Saturday morning, so Christmas Eve morning, guys. So definitely 20 degree temperatures here. 18 in central South Carolina, and up through the northeastern portion of South Carolina, or northwestern portion, my apologies. We're going to see single digits. So that's definitely crazy here, guys. So Green Bay, Wisconsin, new subscriber. Thank you, Richard. Definitely appreciate that. Let's see.
Looks like we got snow total for Michigan, snow for Ohio, northwestern Tennessee, Kansas City, and then hello from Dallas.
Okay, cool. We can hit all these areas up here. So for you guys in the Great Lakes, we're definitely and in Ohio, we're definitely gonna take a look at you guys here. So moving into Thursday, as this front comes through, so definitely into Wisconsin, down through Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas. You can see these temperatures on the eastern side of this into the 40s and 50s, on the backside into the teens and single digits. So this is for 5 p.m. Thursday or 4 p.m. Central Time. Stepping forward into Friday, definitely going to get very cold throughout here. You can see this big bulge coming out. So it's definitely pretty crazy in terms of strength. Indiana down into the negative temperatures here. So this is 1 a.m. So it's definitely pretty strong throughout here. And then into parts of Michigan. To northern Michigan, you guys will be in the teens and possibly single digits here. And the rest of Michigan here, guys, you'll be in either right around freezing, above freezing temperatures expected here in eastern Michigan. So that's pretty good, but unfortunately, as we step further into Christmas, Christmas Eve, I should say. So definitely very cold temperatures here across Michigan here, guys. So 10 degrees, 8 degrees, 6 degrees. It's definitely going to be very cold. In terms of snowfall, definitely take a look at that.
Absolutely.
So throughout Christmas morning here, guys, so much of Michigan, interestingly enough, so this is not the North American model, this is the European model. So we can switch over to the North American model if it goes out that far. I don't think it does. That's why I'm referring to the European model. But definitely a consensus of almost nearly a foot of snow for much of this area. Even northern Michigan up here getting into the 2 foot range. Some areas may possibly even eclipse near 3 feet. Heartland, Michigan.
Off camera, I became a human scratching post for Hopper. You want to say hi to the friendly people, Hopper?
Wow, that's crazy. That is insane to see some of these snow totals through here, guys. Mount Pleasant, Saginaw, Grand Rapids. Wow. So that's over a foot of snow according to the European model. Marquette, Marionette. Wow. So, I mean, general consensus of about 7 to 14 inches of snow throughout Michigan, at least for the European model. Which is more reliable, in my opinion, right now than the North American model, since the European is going out a little bit further. So we'll definitely be able to get some guidance on that. Oh, you're definitely welcome. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate the hello and thank you from Ohio. That's awesome. Minneapolis. Take a look at that real quick. Minneapolis sitting around general consensus about 5 to 9 inches of snow here in Minneapolis. Oh, you're definitely welcome. Definitely welcome, Steven. Appreciate that. We'll definitely take a look at Indiana for you. Yeah, I mean, general consensus through much of Indiana here, guys, is between 6 and 10 inches of snow. In your area, we're looking at about a foot of snow, so that's definitely pretty crazy here to see. Kansas City, are you talking about? Are you talking about Missouri here? Because we could definitely take a look at that. About 3 to 5 inches here. Otherwise, I think I did that wrong. Oops.
That's actually a good point, Tina, for sure. Definitely want to keep those pipes that are trickling.
Yes.
That is definitely. Thank you for bringing that up. Actually, we haven't actually brought that up yet. That is definitely a huge thing. You definitely don't want to have frozen pipes or ruptured pipes or anything like that. That's definitely a good comment there to bring up.
So no snow for Dallas, so that's good news. But unfortunately, temperatures will be in the teens or even single digits here in Dallas. So that's definitely going to be crazy to see.
Happy early birthday there, Norman. We could definitely take a look at Central Alabama for you for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, Dallas is going to remain below freezing much of this period. Temperatures actually get down to around 13 12 degrees during this time frame. And then eventually, well, there's not really much of a warm up here. So not really much above freezing here. Wind chills will definitely be below zero as these winds definitely come in for Dallas. Las Vegas. That's interesting. We actually, you know, that's one thing that I have to admit, that we've kind of neglected California in the West.
Yeah, they
at this point. Unfortunately, we'll definitely we do apologize for that. We'll definitely take a look at areas here as well. That's interesting. That's actually very interesting. Yeah, so Northern California definitely going to get some snow on Friday, and even into portions of Nevada, over into Utah, Salt Lake as well, getting in on the action. Looks like the snow just eclipses northeastern Arizona there. But definitely some rain showers coming in for Christmas Eve into portions of California, especially north central California. And stepping into Christmas, not much in the way of, looks like precipitation here. Definitely take a look at temperatures real quick as well. So temperatures look to remain mostly in the 50s and 60s here in California, except right in the east central portion here where we can see temperatures of 36 degrees. Other than that, California looking pretty good in terms of temperatures. Definitely into Nevada as well. We can definitely see temperatures. Well, I guess California might go down a little bit into Thursday, down into the 40s for California. So that's even pretty cold for California as well. Sure. Even into portions of Nevada here. Wow, that's actually very cold. I'm in Buffalo getting ready to buckle up. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, man. That was crazy. Michigan here. Been talking to my kids about these snowstorms for years. They always think I'm lying. Well, we'll definitely... Hopper, stop it. Yeah, we're definitely taking a look at that. And she likes opening things on here. That's funny. Any news for middle of Georgia? I do apologize, guys. We're definitely trying to get through this as fast as we can. At least through the comments here, just to keep up with you guys. Let me check something real quick, guys. Let me see something right here. Hang on 1 second, guys. All right. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that for you. But let's take a look at Georgia first here. Do apologize, it's taking a little bit to get through some of your comments, guys, but we definitely want to make sure we get everybody here. We definitely want to try to do our best to get everybody. So yeah, definitely looks like northern Georgia into Georgia, central Georgia will get into the colder temperatures beginning early Friday morning. So definitely into the below freezing here. And into portions of western Georgia, we're looking at about 2 degrees. So that's definitely pretty crazy for sure, just to see how far this air does come to the south. Wind chill factor is definitely going to play an effect here. So definitely possibly single-digit wind chills into below zero wind chills for sure. Stay. The best is to stay in and drink.
Yeah.
I like that one.
It's funny because
Heartland, Michigan.
Pittsburgh here actually has its own little Yinzer winter forecast. So like bread and like the level between like bread, eggs, wine. So pretty much there's been that level as well.
That's definitely true. I'm just trying to see something here. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at Heartland, Michigan for sure. I do apologize for missing your comment there. So we'll go back here. Actually, we'll go up to Michigan. We'll use pivotal weather for this one.
Yeah, you guys definitely be safe. I'm sorry if I bought your name. Friends Media, definitely you guys be careful about live streaming out in the blizzard there. Definitely guys be safe out there. You guys
definitely be safe out there, guys. It's definitely gonna be treacherous. Definitely thank you for what you're doing out there. We definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, so we're looking at about 7 to 11 inches in that area, according to the European model. Again, guys, these are not forecasts. These are just model data that we're presenting. The temperatures and the wind chills and things like that, wind gusts, we're definitely confident in those. Unfortunately, we're not very confident in the snow totals just yet. We have to make finer details.
Just a little fun thing here. If you guys in the comments section below want to give you guys your best snow experience with like sledding or anything like that, or best holiday experience, we definitely like to hear about those. Definitely guys want to get to know you guys a tiny bit more. Definitely want to interact with you guys with that. So if you guys want to share some of your guys' memories of winter storms or just like fun in the snow, definitely mine was definitely a snowmageddon, getting my foot caught in the snow, my shoe just completely forgot. So I had to like go from like our backyard. We were playing football and about a foot of snow in the backyard, and got our well, I was out a smart idea of like, oh, let's take the high freaking snow mountain there, and got my foot caught. Zach had to help me out, and I got my foot caught in the snow, so I had to walk barefoot from the backyard to the front of the house. So that was definitely a fun experience there for sure.
Friends Media, definitely thank you for that. 12 to 18 inches where I'm at Michigan. That's definitely going to be crazy there for sure. We're definitely looking at that. Actually on screen now. Definitely take a look at Buffalo, New York again real quick. Do apologize. Buffalo, New York, I'm definitely going to get slammed here. Possibly 1 to 2 feet of snow once again. It looks to be a little bit better than the 6-foot snow that you guys received.
Yeah.
So that's definitely good news. But definitely 1 to 2 feet is definitely not out of the question here. Live streaming. Oh, yeah. How about Ohio? We'll definitely take a look at Ohio. So yeah, definitely very, very interesting situation here happening in Ohio with the warm air intrusions as well. You can definitely see this weird kind of wave shape in the pattern here. But if you're in Youngstown, around 5 inches. Akron about 8. About the same in Cleveland here, 8.7. Sandusky 8. Toledo down through Findlay about the same, 8.5 inches. Down through, I hope I pronounced that right. That's Lima, right? It's not Lima.
Yeah, Lima. Lima.
Is it Lima?
Dialect, 7.0.
So 8 inches. Down through Troy and Dayton about 4 inches here, guys. Cincinnati looking at about 3 inches. Columbus 2.5. Lancaster 3.5. Delaware 3 inches. Marion 4.5. Mansfield 8. And down through Wheeling and Parkersburg and Pittsburgh here. Morgantown, general consensus of about 2 to 4 inches. We'll see how far that actual warm air intrusion comes in. So the snowstorm that I can't remember here in Lincoln was in 2010.
Is that a Snowmageddon?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, funny story during Snowmageddon in 2010, I believe. Yes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember being in school, so I think that was 2010.
I remember being
Hey,
there he is. What's going on, DW? But yeah, definitely I do remember shoveling snow back in Snowmageddon. My dad and I were actually shoveling snow into garbage cans and moving those out of the way, so that was pretty interesting. I remember falling flat on my face a couple times too. So
that's where I remember one snowstorm where I actually broke my leg, my tibia and intergrowth plate, we were playing in the snow. My grandparents actually had a brick driveway, and it was definitely slick. And so my back went first, and all my body weight crashed into my ankles. So that's
Ooh.
that was a fun time for sure.
So depending on where you're at in Eastern Tennessee, we'll definitely take a look at that for you.
Hey, shout out Eastern Tennessee. I was actually born in Chattanooga there, so southeastern Tennessee there. So definitely.
So there is a pretty interesting swath of snow here through Asheville, Knoxville, Johnson City. So there's definitely 2 to 4 inches of snow in that area. Northern Tennessee here looking at about 2 to 4 inches as well. As you get to Western Tennessee, however, there's some bigger snow totals, about 3 to 5 inches of snow. But down through Columbia, Chattanooga, Jackson, Bartlett, we're definitely looking at less than an inch of snow here, guys. But that's where the rain event is actually going to take place. So we definitely appreciate you guys. From southern western Virginia.
Yep.
Southern western Virginia.
So yeah, definitely frostbite's definitely a strong possibility in some of these locations here. Even like as much as there's like 5-10 minutes in some of these areas, definitely don't want to be caught with out nowheres in some of these areas.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely
short pump. Sorry.
Wow.
First verse said short pimp, and I'm like, sure.
Let's see. Will you frostbite? Interesting. Will you frostbite? Possibly.
I mean, anything's possible.
If you guys are definitely out, within this very cold weather, for sure.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So yeah, southern Western Virginia. You guys are definitely looking at, depending on where you're at. There's a big rain event actually going to pump into Virginia here. But if you're down here in southern Western Virginia, we'll definitely take a look at that. So you guys are looking at about 2 to 4 inches of snow down through here. Again, these are not forecasts. These are just model data. Just reiterating, guys. We'll definitely fine-tune this forecast as we get further into the actual impact period of this. How much Lincoln, Nebraska is going to get? A question with the wind. Is the wind going to be blowing it around? Yeah, actually, unfortunately, that can happen. We'd have to have the National Weather Forecast offices there would definitely have to be out and forced to actually measure the snow before it actually gets blown away. But there's other ways to measure that as well. We'll definitely take a look at Lincoln, Nebraska here. All right, so Lincoln, Nebraska, looking at about 3 to 5 inches of snow, maybe possibly 3 to 6 inches of snow in this area. This is by 6 a.m. Christmas Eve. Definitely the winds will be whipping, 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. Kind of bummed. I thought we'd get much more snow, expecting 1 to 4 east of Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, I mean, like I said, right now this is not a forecast. This is just model data. But model guidance right now is showing that a warm slot is going to come in, or a dry slot. That's actually going to inhibit the snowfall in that area, and as well as into our area here in Pittsburgh. So definitely going to be crazy for sure. Heartland, Michigan, we'll see upwards of 18 to 24 inches. Oh yeah, I love snow too. I actually love driving in snow. I know a lot of people really don't love driving in snow, but I'm one of those crazy guys that, I go through snow like it's nothing in my car. So
I'm always the type of person who drives like face first into like a huge pile of snow. It's like leaves from me. Best of luck to you, Dice. Definitely all going to be in the mix here for sure. Hey, Buffalo Mafia, let's go. Thank you for the subscribe for sure.
Sweet. So yeah, we'll definitely take a look at Indianapolis for you guys. So this is the European model. Earlier we were showing about 3 to 5 inches of snow for the North American model, which only went out to Friday. However, the European model does go out through Saturday. So we're looking at between 5 and 9 inches of snow here. Again, I just want to reiterate, just by showing these snowfall totals, these are not forecasts, these are just model data. So just take this with a grain of salt, guys, because as we get closer to the actual time period is when we can actually fine-tune the details and come up with a forecast on what is actually going to occur in these areas. Terre Haute, Indiana, nice. Bluefield, West Virginia. welcome.
Yep, looks like
Is it going to snow in South Texas? I do not believe so. We'll take a look at that just quickly here. Let me see. We'll go to precipitation. Preset type. Not much in the way of snow. But northern Texas, though, northeastern Texas here, guys, into Oklahoma along the Red River here, definitely some snow showing up. This is the GFS. We can switch over to the European model. Actually, the European model doesn't have precipitation depiction. I forgot they got rid of that because they like to mess with forecasters for some reason with that. Let me see here. Interestingly enough, let me see here. Let me got it out real quick. There is some snow that does stretch down into like north central Texas, but southern Texas, I do not believe you're going to get any snow. Gulf effect snow, that'd be some crazy. That would be. I mean, there is actually. I mean, there's some snow that does form out in the Gulf. You know, you can see just a little bit of this right. Oh, actually, I think it transformed into rain now. Nope, right here. A little bit, a little tiny bit.
Huh. I'll be.
Extreme cold will be south of Michigan. Got lucky there.
Michigan will be ground zero for this winter. Or blizzard, I mean. Yeah.
Last I checked, Hart, Michigan was between 5 and 9 inches according to the model data. However, that's not a forecast, just model data. Just to reiterate, Wisconsin, how much snow and when is it coming in? Let's check these there real quick. Alright, so that's Gresham is, I believe, to the northwest of Green Bay. So you guys are looking at about 5 to 6 inches, 5 to 7 inches of snow in this area. Can you look at Iowa? I could definitely look at Iowa for you. Like I said, again, I do apologize, guys. Trying to get through the comments as quickly as we can. We do appreciate your patience.
Absolutely.
So Iowa, general consensus. I mean, there's a lot of different precipitation types definitely going to happen here. But yeah, general consensus here is about 3 to 7 inches of snow throughout much of Iowa. What is Cleveland looking at for the weekend?
Possibly a loss in our next football game. Sorry.
So Cleveland through Saturday. So today through Saturday, looking at about 9 inches of snow. Again, grain of salt. Definitely take that with a grain of salt. But the temperatures are definitely going to be very cold throughout this area. We'll take a look at that real quick. Take a look at the temperatures this weekend. So Saturday. So yeah, I mean, 5 degrees in Cleveland for Saturday, heading into Friday night into Saturday. And then I wouldn't be surprised if some of these actually get into the negatives with temperatures. It's definitely possible, especially in this time frame, especially like 8 a.m. Sunday. So 8 a.m. into Christmas time. So yeah, definitely Christmas Day, definitely looking at 3 degrees again. So it's quite possible that Cleveland could drop below 0 in temperatures, in actual air temperatures. So that's definitely going to be interesting. So definitely please stay warm, David.
Absolutely.
As you're out there. Hart, Michigan will probably get...
Currently, most of Minnesota is like some parts of South Central Minnesota. There has the blizzard warnings at the moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me take a look at that real quick. Yeah.
Definitely thank you, Dark Waters, for the shout out there as well. Definitely much appreciative, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Appreciate that, DW. Let's see here. Lake effect band placement will be of critical for higher snow totals. Yes, I agree with that. Definitely the high winds are definitely going to be a mess for sure. I would definitely agree with that. Thank you, Buffalo Mafia, again. Appreciate that. I have a snowmobile, so I'm ready. That's fantastic. Live streaming the blizzard, so that's going to be awesome. Nape Town, welcome, guys. Heard from a local TV station, about 4 and 4.5 inches of... Okay, yep. Louisville, Kentucky. We can definitely take a look at that. Do apologize, guys. We're definitely trying to get through the comments. Get to your comment as quickly as we can. So yeah, Louisville, about 1 to 3 inches of snow here, possibly 2 to 4, depending on the track of the system. Hurricane winds blowing on Lake Erie, they say. That's very, very possible. Definitely, possibly wind gusts of 74 miles per hour or greater. Buffalo Lake effect around 3 Christmas weekend. Indeed, yes, it is just potential per computer model / satellite model. Yes, that's correct. Temps in Minnesota, how bad are they going to get?
Wouldn't be surprised if an ice shelf wouldn't be out of the question either for some of these areas.
Oh, for sure. So Minnesota, the temperatures are going to be very, very cold here. So we're looking at definitely below, almost 20 below zero in some locations. Actually, even more, 21 below. So, and that's basically throughout Christmas there, guys. So the coldest air is going to be over Minnesota, much of Minnesota here in the morning hours of Christmas. So definitely when Santa's delivering presents, hopefully he's bundled up and ready to go for this definitely crazy temperatures here. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Definitely appreciate that.
Well,
Fort Wayne, Indiana. What's up? Oh, good.
Up there, man. We got that taken care of.
Yeah, Fort Wayne, looking at near a foot of snow. That's definitely not out of the question, but like I said, these are just forecast data. Sorry, not forecast data, model data, not forecast data. South Dakota definitely getting in very, very cold temperatures here. So we are looking at, just take a look at here, guys.
Jigsaw asks, any chance of low pressure further south near Tennessee will cause the storm to turn counterclockwise like it does dump more moisture in the Great Lakes than projected on Thursday? So yeah, we're expecting that energy transfer from Texas to going up towards that low pressure mission. So definitely an energy transfer there is possible.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yes, South Dakota is going to be very cold here, guys. I mean, northwestern South Dakota is going to get minus 28 degrees on Friday, so definitely very, very cold. Wow. I mean, that's much of throughout the period in the negative temperatures, except when you get into late Christmas Eve night into Christmas, you guys will go at least above zero, 16 degrees. 21 degrees down here in southern South Dakota. Ripley County, Indiana.
It's like Toledo, Carlisle, PA.
Nice. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Snow liquid ratio. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, we don't really need the liquid ratio. I'm okay with that. We're cool. But yeah, Indiana. Definitely a lot of snow. Possible through Indiana. I say possible because this is just model data, not forecast data. So yeah, general consensus of about between like 6 and 12 inches of snow, except up here by South Bend. A little over a foot of snow here. College DuPage is 45 minutes away from you, huh? Nice. That's cool. I live in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. How much snow are we going to get? I love this. You guys are fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are absolutely fantastic. So it looks like a little over a foot of snow in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. How bad is it going to be? In terms of temperatures, very bad. So Michigan will be the target for blizzard. Yeah. I mean, I hate to use the word blizzard before it actually occurs because the right conditions have to come together for that to happen. So it's kind of irresponsible for me to say that name, to say that word at this time, unless blizzard conditions are currently ongoing, and they are not in Michigan at this time. But it's definitely possible. I mean, I can't say that, you can't rule that out. But unfortunately, I can't iterate on blizzard warnings for Michigan. But like I said, it's definitely certainly possible. Let's see. Now, are you talking about Oswego? Are you talking about New York? Or are you talking about Illinois? Because that's definitely... Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. If you're looking at Illinois, you're probably looking at about between 3 and 5 inches of snow. If you're talking about New York, on the other hand, let's see here. Thank you for also doing that, brother.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
This looks like Darlene asked how bad for North Georgia and Chattanooga, Tennessee. Shout out to Chattanooga. I was actually born in that area, so definitely.
Yeah, let me take a look at that. Georgia and down into Tennessee. I do apologize. Let me fix this mic here for
So
1
we're
second.
taking knock out Tyler as well. He's in asking for Southeast Georgia as well, so we'll definitely knock that out while we're at it.
Sounds good.
Nice.
So do you want to know in terms of snow?
Let me see.
In terms of snow, southwest Georgia, definitely not expecting any snow at this time. But northern portions of Georgia, it's definitely possible to get snow, especially into the hilly terrain here. So it's like 1 to 2 inches, 1 to 3 inches of snow here, possible. Again, I say possible. This is not a forecast. But temperatures, we can definitely take a look at and say actually with certainty of what's going to happen here for sure with these temperatures. So southwestern Georgia, you'll be about 63 degrees, 2 a.m. on Friday, and then as we move into 8 a.m., definitely that temperature drops down into the 40s and 50s. Let's see. Low country of South Carolina, huh?
Yep, definitely familiar with that area. Definitely a low-lying area for sure. Honestly, that area is some of the best seafood I ever had for sure.
Hey, Ray, definitely good to see you.
Southeast Georgia, no, not that much, but more into like the extreme northern parts of Georgia, I'd say. With the current model they're showing, yes, but that, like I said, that's not set in stone at the moment. So southeast Georgia, I think you guys will be in the clear for no snow, possibly.
Oh, definitely for sure. Southeastern Georgia, you guys are good for snow. Just the cold temperatures is what you guys have to worry about, and the winds as well. Wind chills are definitely going to be pretty strong through here.
Yeah, Chattanooga kind of set in stone. Possibly some snow there, but like I said, this is not a forecast at the moment. This is what the models are showing, so possibly like an inch or two there, possibly in Chattanooga. Maybe not. So
That could be because of melt too, but yeah,
Possibly,
possibly 1 to 2 inches of snow down through Chattanooga. But right now it's just model data. Unfortunately, it's not a forecast. St. Louis minus 15, 50 mile per hour wind, 5 to 10 inches of snow. Can you check Montgomery County for snow? And that would be Michigan, correct?
yes.
Montcalm County. Oh, that's up in oh, okay. That's like north of Grand Rapids. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that for you. So yeah, I mean, we're looking at general consensus right now as it stands, just model data. Looking between a foot of snow and 16, 17 inches of snow there. And we could definitely take a look at Ann Arbor, Michigan as well. That would be up.
That's like close to a little
Looks like Detroit.
Yeah, roughly.
So looking at general consensus right now, about 5 to 9 inches of snow there. Time to boil some water and make it snow. And that was my chair. My chair makes all kind of weird noises.
Nice.
Looks like short-range models suggesting a secondary weaker low across the south as well. If that verifies, the extra moisture could walk to the south. Yes, that's yes, I agreed. Detroit, Michigan. We're looking at about 7 inches of snow for Detroit at the moment. Cleveland.
Looks like Dayton and then Carlisle as well.
Shout out to Kim in Cleveland, and shout out to Carol as well. About 8 to 9 inches here in Cleveland. Toledo, yeah, about 8.5 as well. Dixon, Tennessee, any snow? Okay, so Dixon, Nashville. Yeah, I mean about an inch of snow for Dixon, possibly. Hi, Hopper. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Blizzard 2022, Ground Zero, Michigan. Imagine Hurricane Patricia.
Oh gosh.
Illinois, Carlisle, PA.
Yep.
Definitely.
That's just to the west of Harrisburg there.
Okay.
So probably, I'd probably say like in the blue area right there, roughly.
About 2 to 4 inches of snow there in Carlisle. When does it hit the Milwaukee area? In terms of temperatures, we'll take a look at that first. Well, actually, we could take a look at precip type as well. So about in the morning hours tomorrow, definitely looks like when Milwaukee can get in on the action there. How bad for North Georgia and Chattanooga, Tennessee? We got that. South Central PA. Thank you guys. This is actually this is a lot of fun, guys. I definitely appreciate you guys. We definitely appreciate your patience during this time. Amazing. There's 377 people in the chat. So definitely shout out to each and every one of you.
Absolutely.
You guys are awesome. Where was I? South Central PA. Okay. So South Central PA, depending on where you're at, if you're in the mountainous terrain or not. If you're up near like Chambersburg area, probably about 3 to 4 inches. If you're in the mountainous terrain here, more like 3 to 6 inches. Well, happy birthday, Ella. Definitely hope that you are enjoying your birthday today.
Marcos, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Definitely, we appreciate that as well. Thank you.
Also, thanks, Steve, for being a moderator in the chat. Definitely appreciate that. Feel free to reach stream from my channel for live coverage of Michelle. Oh, thank you. Definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Definitely, if you ever want to chat, or you can come in, you can send us an email. Even if you want to come in on the live streams anytime, just let us know. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you guys. We greatly appreciate it. You're very welcome.
I feel like Garrett and Tucker County, Maryland, might be a part of this winter storm as well, for possibility.
Yeah, that's definitely true for sure. They dream of a white Christmas, but the water main split from 0 temperatures. Oh, God. How much snow in Milwaukee? We'll take a look at that, guys. Actually, what am I doing? I'm losing my freaking mind. Sometimes I swear I am. Yeah. My apologies there. That's what I was looking for. About 6 inches of snow. Probably about, just say 4 to 8. Flying Long Island, New York to Orlando early Saturday morning. Prediction. Wow. That's a long. Well, it's not a long trip, but that's a
probably roughly 2-hour flight. I'd say maybe.
You're going Saturday. You're going Saturday morning. Okay. Well, you're definitely going to encounter. Well, you're probably going to miss out on the temperatures, so that's good. So you're going from New York to Florida. That sounds good right now.
Oh yeah.
Especially. So into Saturday morning, so 24 degrees. The winds might be an issue at 29 knots. So we're looking at about 35 to 40 mile per hour gusts or sustained winds actually. So that might. I'm not sure if that's going to cause delays at the airports or not. We'll definitely take a look at that. Saturday morning for New York. Looks like the precipitation, you guys are in the clear for Saturday, but then when you're going down to Orlando,
it could be some slight turbulence with the winds, depending on how far they are off in the.
Exactly. Yeah, there was just a couple people I heard that were flying in Hawaii. A couple people on one of the airliners they got injured due to turbulence.
Really?
I believe somebody sent me an article with that.
Definitely a possibility there.
Precipitation.
So say if there's any part of delays there in that flight, possibly would be due to turbulence. Then again, I'm not a pilot, so do not take that quote to the bank.
Utica, we're looking at about 8 inches of snow, central New York. So there's a 100% chance of white Christmas in Michigan. Well, I wouldn't say. I mean, it's. Well, I'd probably say about a 70 to 80% chance. I wouldn't say 100%. It certainly is possible. It certainly is looking toward that and looking definitely towards moving towards 100%. But I definitely right now say 70, 80% just in case. Especially if the storm track goes to the north even more.
Ooh, some Boston butts and brisket definitely does sound good, Edward. Northern Georgia may experience some snow, but if you're more towards like southeastern Georgia, more like Savannah and Tabby Island, you'll probably be looking at no snow there, no precipitation-wise there when it comes to snow. So definitely more northern Georgia might be a little bit of concern for possible snow. But when it comes to like central and southern portions of Georgia, I think you would be in good shape there in that area.
Just remember the blizzard of 78.
And now I'm hungry.
Me too.
Thank you, Edward, for the hunger of amazing brisket.
Northeast Arkansas. So we're looking at about towards Jonesboro. We're looking at about 1.5 inches of snow. How much for Chicago? Got you here. Do apologize if I've missed anybody. Chicago, about 6 inches of snow. Again, this is not a forecast, just model data. Central Jersey. Central Jersey, not looking at any snow, mainly a rain event at this time. Connecticut, much of the same there, except through about the same. Hartford, Connecticut, about the same. Maybe a 1/10 of an inch of snow as it stands currently. Grand Rapids, Michigan, I will hunker down. Oh, sorry, hold on 1 second. Eastern North Carolina, I apologize. Let me take a look at that. Hopper, stop it. Eastern North Carolina.
What do you got against my foot, Hopper? What did my foot ever do to you? I know what
She's looking at me like, what do you mean by that? Anyway, 1 to 3 inches of snow, possible through eastern North Carolina. Grand Rapids, Michigan here. I'll hunker down on Friday in spite of how my boss feels. I feel the same, honestly.
Definitely your life is more important than any job, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Just to reiterate, so if you do end up in traveling during this time period, whether you're going to work, whether you're visiting people on your way to college, or just on your way out to get some food, just remember, guys, that your life is more important than where you're going. So just be very, very careful out there. Kentucky, we're looking at depends. There's a lot of warm air, not a lot, but there's a lot of dry air intrusions coming in here. Pikeville, Huntington, down through Somerset, Lexington, Fayette here, Bowling Green. But then to the northeast of that, we're definitely expecting about 5 inches of snow over here. But for the rest of the state, about 1 to 2 inches of snow. Dropping iguanas, yes.
Yes.
How is Georgia going to be? Erie, PA. Erie, about the European model saying about 8 inches. This could possibly increase to about a foot of snow, maybe more. Again, this is just model data, not a forecast, but definitely a lot of winds ripping off of Lake Erie there. So definitely a lake effect could definitely be prominent there. Chattanooga, Tennessee, Nashville.
Shouts out Chattanooga. Definitely appreciate the comment, Ella, as well.
Oh, thank you for that, Ella. Definitely appreciate that. Chattanooga, Tennessee, about 1/10 of an inch of snow. Mainly a rain event down here. There could possibly be some icing. But it's definitely going to be very cold down through that area.
Blake, it's definitely possible that the storm can get stronger, just depending on how that energy transfer will be, for sure. So definitely always in the realm of possibility of that.
It also depends. This system is definitely digging down to the south very far. Depending on if that digs even further and starts to bring up Gulf of Mexico moisture as well. That could definitely add into it. You are the best YouTuber. That's awesome. Watertown, New York. All right, we'll take a look at that. About 14 inches of snow there. Just again, as we read these snow totals off, just remember these are not forecasts. These are just model data. Southern Ontario. Wow, okay, that's kind of...
Yeah, kind of.
It's kind of zoomed out a little bit, but that's all right. We'll figure it out. We got it here.
There we are. So probably eastern or central. That'd be.
Here.
So
actually, yeah, you might be right. Sorry, trying to get my bearings.
Our bearing street.
Yeah, let me get my bearings straight a little bit here. I was wrong on that one. Even that is a little weird. Hello. That's one thing. Definitely going to be very cold here on Ontario for sure. Let me see here. Ooh. Just looking at some of the models on my phone showing temperatures of minus 40. That's where wind chills of minus 40, temperatures of minus 21. Yeah, so Ontario, definitely looking at some significant snowfall. 13 to 16 inches in Canada there.
I'll be right back again.
Sorry. No, you're good.
Yep. Nature calls.
I understand. You as well, Creek Woodworks. You definitely have a great Christmas as well, and definitely stay safe and warm. Chicago, Illinois, you're just arriving. Hang on one second. We'll get you. I don't know why I did that. Hang on one second. Well, that's interesting. Let me see. So you guys, you can see the model discrepancies between some of these models. This model says 3 inches. The GFS says 7. So I mean, it's definitely crazy. So we definitely have to fine tune these details. Everyone run and buy the toilet paper. Oh God. Subscribe. This is way better than Channel 10. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Definitely appreciate that. Southern Alabama. Will Northwest Florida get snow? Definitely take a look at that. It does not look like Northwest Florida here will get snow down here near East Pensacola Heights, between there and Mobile. We can definitely switch to the European model real quick, though. Let's switch over to that. No snowfall down here, guys. Southern Alabama. No snow for Southern Alabama, but it definitely looks like it's going to be very, very cold here. We can show you guys the temperatures that it's going to be here. So the coldest temperatures look to come in. Coldest temperatures look to come in right around 23 degrees. Maybe colder than that actually later. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, Saturday so Christmas Eve, about 8 a.m. Definitely looks like the coldest temperatures here in Southern Alabama. So 20 degrees, 22 degrees. Definitely 25 through Florida. So definitely use caution. Hello, Randy. How are you? Yeah, no snow for Florida right now, guys, as it stands. But very cold temperatures, guys. You can see Florida, even down into central Florida here, dipping down. Actually, just hovering above freezing here, guys. So it's definitely going to be very cold. Falling iguanas are definitely going to be happening in Florida. Yeah, Georgia definitely very cold here. We can definitely take a look at the snow real quick. So northern Georgia, you guys, northwestern Georgia, you guys can get up to 1 inch of snow here, and yeah, it's not much in the way of snow, except maybe through the hilly terrain here up to the extreme northern portions of Georgia, about 3 to 5 inches. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So eastern Tennessee. Let me just go back to pivotal weather just to get some bearings. Oops, that was my fault there. Yeah, so not much in terms of snow there. Atlanta, no, Atlanta doesn't look like to get snow. If Atlanta does get snow, it will be in the form of flurries. Eastern South Carolina, we'll definitely take a look at that for you. So no snow as it stands right now into eastern South Carolina. Definitely very cool temperatures. We'll take a look at the temperatures for you. So yeah, guys, on Christmas Day, actually dipping down into the 20s here in South Carolina. So definitely very cold. Kansas City and Oklahoma area, guys. It's very, very odd. I don't really agree with that, but take a look. Yeah, I mean, it actually looks like the European model is actually showing less snow for Oklahoma and Kansas into Nebraska as well. Southwest Indiana is always a gamble between 2 and 6 inches of snow. Iguanas.
Iguanas.
Is it going to snow in Tennessee? It's definitely possible. We'll have to take a look back at Tennessee again. Yeah, we're definitely looking at some interesting snow here. This is actually after Christmas. That's snow. Yeah. Wow. It's really weird. I think it's surprising that these aren't actually... Yeah, I mean, check that out. The European model is not in sync with the GFS model. The European model is showing way less snow. Agreed, yes. The temperatures and the wind are definitely a bigger issue here than the snow, guys. Frostbite and hypothermia can definitely set in very, very quickly, within 20 minutes, maybe even less. Alright guys, we're going to take a look at a couple more cities, and then we're probably going to jump off of here and probably grab something to eat. Take a look at here, guys. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys joining the chat and engaging with us. It's definitely awesome. Southwest Indiana, guys, depending on where you're at, the GFS is showing between 5 and 9 inches of snow. European model is showing between 1 and 3, so you can definitely see the model discrepancies there, guys. Yeah, definitely I can show Iowa real quick. No problem at all.
Yeah, it looks like the GFS showing more of that energy transfer a lot stronger than the...
Exactly. Des Moines sitting at about 3.5, 4 inches according to the European model. According to the GFS, sitting at about 7. So you can definitely see the model discrepancies there. You're very welcome.
So yeah, it looks like I've got a New York, Des Moines and Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Looks like Des Moines there looks like...
Yeah, Des Moines was like 3 inches on the Euro, 7 inches on GFS. So New Jersey, about 1.5 inches, or a half inch according to the Euro, or sorry, the GFS, and take a look at the Euro. Really not much in the way of precipitation there, other than rain. Oh, you're very welcome, Jen. Definitely appreciate that. Springfield, Illinois. About a little over 1 inch in Springfield according to the European model. GFS model looking at about 3 inches. So definitely you can see there's a 2-inch snow difference there. Oh, thank you, definitely. We may be. I'm not sure if we're going to come back on tonight. We'll probably come back on tomorrow for sure. We actually have a presentation or a live stream that we're going to do all about supercell thunderstorms and the types very soon. After this winter storm passes, of course, but we definitely want to get everybody geared towards severe weather as well. We're going to do some storm chasing in our area. Obviously, the Pittsburgh area doesn't get hit by many storms, but we do get some exciting things up here.
Yep. And it looks like part of the area just looking like they'll be part of a marginal risk for excessive rainfall outlook. That'll affect like Pittsburgh as far south as the West Virginia, North Carolina border, as north as close to Providence, Rhode Island, and New York and Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. are part of those areas in the marginal risk for excessive rainfall outlook.
Okay. Nice. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Yeah, northeastern Pennsylvania, depending on which model right now you want to go with.
Yeah, true.
So about 3 to 5 inches, 3 to 6 inches of snow according to the European model, and according to, the GFS 3 to 6 inches, and according to the European model actually shows 5 to 9 inches. So European model definitely getting in a little bit more there. Thank you for subscribing, King Neptune. Appreciate that. Thank you, Ella.
Yep.
Indeed, we are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hope you have a good night as well, Friendly Media. Hopefully, good luck in the Blizzard Chase, guys. Hopefully, you guys stay safe out there. And definitely,
yeah, definitely. We'll definitely tune into that. That's gonna be awesome, guys. You guys are definitely doing amazing things out there. Definitely appreciate that. Please stay safe as you're doing that.
Absolutely. If you guys like to as well, give them a like and subscribe as well for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see here. That's what we like to do here, guys. We like to support everybody that we can.
Absolutely.
Definitely prop up people that we can, because you guys are helping us out. You guys are fantastic.
Absolutely. We have that was just cool. In the comments said we were better than our local news station. I'm like,
that's
pretty cool actually.
I saw that too. Yeah, we definitely take a look at Maryland and Philly as well. So northern Maryland, according to the Euro, about 1.5 inches near Hagerstown, over to Cumberland, about 6. And then mainly a rain event, as Justin just said, about the excessive rainfall outlook.
So it looks like the snow mainly is going to be, like we said, Preston, Tucker counties in that area.
And according to the GFS, between 4 and 5 inches of snow, and over towards Cumberland, about 10 inches of snow.
For me, I gotta say Halo. For a Call of Duty or Halo, definitely was what I grew up on the most. I had a Halo 3 Xbox 360 one, so definitely more Halo for me at least.
Cincinnati and Dayton. That's interesting. We'll definitely take a look at that really quick. So Cincinnati. So these snow totals have come down drastically for the European model. Less than an inch in Cincinnati.
Yeah, for our area, even like Meadville, definitely.
So just guys, if you see these snow totals dropping, these are just model data, so these can ramp back up again, depending on what's actually going to go on with the storm system, depending on the track. The models right now are kind of all over the place. We're definitely going to, once we jump off the live stream, get some food, we're going to delve into some of the, like the actual data itself, behind the scenes, and then we'll, later on this week as the storm's coming in, we're definitely going to, I'm going to show that. I don't know why that did that. Okay. That was weird. You saw that? It was blocking Halo Reach comments? No. Like, why was it doing that? I like Halo. Halo's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show me how long it's going to snow in Michigan? Because I have to travel for the holiday. Yeah, hang on
absolutely.
1 second. Let me go back. This is probably better. So it looks like the snow is going to start out in Michigan. It looks like about 2 p.m. on Thursday, and it's going to last through Michigan all the way through, it looks to be about 5 a.m. on Christmas, so very, very prolonged period through Michigan. So glad I discovered you tonight. I'll check in with you tomorrow for sure. This is incredibly helpful. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We definitely appreciate that. Hey, bro, what about Brampton, Ontario? So Brampton, you guys are looking at about 2 to 4 inches of snow Saturday morning through the afternoon hours. And then eventually progressing into, Friday into Saturday, and then into Saturday. So you guys could see about 5 to 9 inches of snow up there, guys. I'll make sure to watch the stream tomorrow. Thank you. Appreciate that. Meanwhile, Miami, Florida, excited about getting a cold Christmas. Oh no, it's sorry, I wasn't actually. I was looking on my phone at the models. I apologize for that. Southern Iowa. Southern Iowa at this point, looking at, according to the GFS, about 5 to 9 inches, or sorry, 4 to 8 inches of snow. And then taking a look at the European model, very, very drastically different. 1 to 3 or 2 to 4 inches of snow here.
Mm-hmm.
This is so complicated. How do you understand this? Well, it was a grueling process of going through college, and I was interested in weather actually since I was 3 years old. So I was born in 1993, and I know some of you are gonna be like, "Damn, he's young," you know. But anyway, I was born in 1993. 1996 is when the movie Twister came out, so that's what influenced me to actually become interested in weather. So that was awesome.
And honestly, for me, I was also born in '93. Surprisingly enough, I actually used to be deathly afraid of thunderstorms because I had a condition called amplified hearing. And what that is, it pretty much amplifies all noise around you. So anything that I would hear would be amplified to 10 times or even further. Makes everything difficult to hear. So mainly what they found in my ear was a huge, large piece of earwax. So I had to take that out. So I had to learn how to speak and hear again. So luckily I overgrown that fear. And once I overgrown that fear, that's when my love for the thunderstorms definitely... Yeah. So once I overcame that fear, it was all hands on deck from there. Started actually hanging from my old bedroom, taking pictures of the storms. And actually, fun fact, I actually got featured on W.W.A for part of my pictures from some of the lightning storms we got here in Pittsburgh. And after that, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. This is actually pretty cool. So it started as a hobby, now as Zach bringing me on for the full-fledged YouTube channel, which is definitely incredible. Definitely want to thank you as well for letting me along this
no doubt
route as well. So that's kind of my backstory on weather, and definitely might do a YouTube one day of our top 10 weather experience. It would be pretty cool to...
Oh, for sure, yeah, definitely. Just to talk about experiences. We definitely one of these days in the near future, probably after the holidays pass. It would be cool to have a couple of you guys on the live stream with us as well, just to talk about your experiences with weather and things like that. That'd be kind of neat.
Absolutely.
The guy said, "Bro, that's what I do. I take pictures of storms, random clouds, and think I can make a tornado." That's awesome. Hey, look, man, taking pictures of storms and clouds. I mean, you can find all kind of information in clouds. It's fantastic. But yeah, it's awesome. It's definitely so that's basically where we got interested in weather at.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin and I, we've been brothers since we're not blood brothers, but we're family now. So
absolutely,
we've been shit. It's been going on over 20 years, guys. So
I'll say that for later comments at the end there.
No Texas, no sub, ass 7 times. I apologize. Hang on 1 second, guys.
Any particular part of Texas?
Are you looking for temperatures in Texas, or are you looking at snowfall? We'll definitely be interested to give you that information for sure. The most correct right now, I believe, it would definitely be the European model. Right now, it looks like it is initializing a little bit better than the GFS. Tornado in Gaylord, Michigan in May. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely do believe. Probably, I would side right now with the European model. I know a lot of people might not like the European model with the less snow, but it definitely looks like it will be. It initialized a little bit better than GFS did. Temperatures and precip for Texas. We'll take a look at that real quick.
Excuse me.
All Alright, so we'll take a look at the temperatures first, guys, just to reiterate through Texas here. So it looks like starting Thursday night into Friday, 45 degrees in southern Texas along the Gulf Coast. Central Texas looking about around freezing here. And then northern Texas into the Texas Panhandle into the single digits as well as into the teens. And then as we move forward in time, guys, early Friday morning, you can see this cold air overspreads the area very, very rapidly. So we're looking at even 25 degrees along the Gulf Coast. We could possibly see some very, very, very low single digits here in northern Texas. Even into Louisiana down here, 31 degrees all along the border here. San Antonio, 33 degrees. So it's definitely going to be definitely chaos in terms of temperatures and weather. Oh, you're very welcome. No problem at all. I do apologize for that. It's kind of hard to keep up with all the comments.
That's true.
At the moment, but I do apologize for that. And then the precipitation, we'll take a look at that.
Yeah, that's true. It's just the start of winter. Actually, today is the... actually, tomorrow will be the first day of winter for sure. So definitely got a long road ahead of us for sure.
So it does look like we have some precipitation in the form of rain developing down here into Thursday as the warm temperatures come in. On Friday, there is a potential chance for some snow into northern Texas. However, down here into San Antonio, it doesn't look like we're going to get much in the form of precipitation down here. Yeah, let me take a look at will there be ice on roads in central Georgia? Real quick.
Oh, excuse me.
It is certainly possible up here to the northeast of Atlanta, Georgia. It's definitely a possibility of some ice here. We'll do the Euro model for central Ohio real quick as well.
Looks like we asked for the low country of South Carolina temperature and precip.
So about 1 to 3 inches of snow here in Ohio, according to the European model. North Central, okay, sounds good. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely looking at a very interesting situation. So North Central Texas, just real quick, just to go back. So yeah, we're definitely looking at very, very cold temperatures for Texas in the 30s, even for Christmas, guys. So this is definitely going to be very cold. Eventually, throughout the evening of Christmas Day, we're actually going to warm back up into the 40s. So that's definitely going to be very good. And you said Montana. You guys are gonna be very, very cold in Montana. Please definitely stay warm up there.
For sure.
And what was you saying? You said South Carolina?
Yep, in the low country of Charleston there.
Okay. Not anything in the way of snow, but the temperatures are definitely going to be significant here. So yeah, I mean, hold on, let me back up a little bit. So into Christmas Eve, guys, into the low country, definitely going to be into the mid-20s. And possibly even dropping into the actual teens here, possibly. So that's definitely going to be very, very cold.
Snow is definitely possible in the northern Georgia area, especially towards the Tennessee-Georgia border on the southeast part there. So definitely could be the possibility there of an inch or so in some locations.
New York is basically a big, giant mixed bag of a lot of precipitation here. So definitely some of these models showing Buffalo, New York coming down in snow total 7.5 inches. But this only is through Christmas Eve on 7 a.m. There's still going to be a big lake effect after that, so we'll definitely take a look at that. But alright guys, we're probably going to hop off of here. We definitely appreciate you guys joining us. We do apologize if we missed anybody in the comments. We're definitely trying to do better at this. So.
Absolutely.
But definitely, guys, Southern California needs some snow to help with wildfires. Exactly.
Absolutely, yep. I do agree with that for sure.
It is possible, yes. Texas, northeastern Texas into portions of northern Louisiana, it is possible to maybe see some snow mixed with rain. But we'll definitely be looking into that. We're going to be behind the scenes. We're going to be delving into a lot of the technical data behind this as well. So we definitely appreciate it, guys. Thank you for joining us. And oh, no problem, Mark. Yep,
absolutely.
Yeah, I do apologize for that.
Yeah, we we did the best we can to try to reach every single one of you guys out there, just to give you guys the best information we could possibly.
I know the media, the weathers, the actual weather guys on TV definitely won't. They don't respond to comments as much as we do, but we're definitely going to try to respond to them in a more quick manner. But yeah, Southern Illinois, about 1 to 2 inches of snow here. You're very welcome, Chuck. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We're definitely going to have some more streams as the week goes on. We'll definitely do some more lives. We're going to have some more recorded videos as well. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoyed our content. Definitely hit that like button as well. And if you guys have the means to donate, you guys can if you want to. Obviously, it's not required. Obviously, we're not, but that is in the description in the video, guys. All right, guys. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Dark Waters, as well. Thank you to everyone else that has been in this chat. You guys are fantastic. It has been very fun interacting with everybody here. But thank you, guys, and always remember, never stop